Bubble perp. Got that bubble perp.
You better watch out, 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 you better watch out. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out.
That's right. That's right. It's time. It's time for the Order 42 show. How's it going? Look, every time I listen to that song, it just puts a smile on my face. I don't know what to tell you. Every time. Every single time. But how's it going, guys? I mean, we got some people in here tonight. I mean, started off, we got Richard Jester coming in hot. He was first. Let it be known that Richard was first. And we've got Ninjinzu Games in here. We've got Ricky. We got Bonobo Juice. Dearest Abby is here. Yes, he's going to find out. Carbonite is here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you. Now, I will just say that, and Bucho. Look, it's Bucho, everybody. Hiding behind the Fight the Vape Tax. There he is. There he is. But yeah, I have that back up because, yeah, it's still a thing. And I'm just saying, you don't have to vape, but if you believe in the government doing the right thing, then yeah, you should fight the vape tax. There's also quite this UAP, this UAP bill that's going on, and the government's trying to look. It's a thing. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But first, I want to show you what's up for the votes tonight. Okay. First up, we got Bubble Perp. We got Bubble Perp, number 1. Okay. Number 2, it's called Fresh Batch. And that is a cookie, graham cookie with strawberry puree icing on top. Yeah. And then something kind of special. I just got it in today. It's Uncommon, number 3, with watermelon, mint, cucumber, and lemon. Look, it sounds interesting. And I can't give you links or anything like that, but here's the thing. Uncommon, okay, is created by Supergood in the UK and Grim Green from the US. Grim Green, you may know this, you may not. He's one of the best vape guys on the internet, period. He fights for the rights of everybody globally. It's kind of awesome. But he created this liquid. He created 6 flavors, and I got all 6 flavors on a Cyber Monday deal. So yeah, kind of awesome. Kind of awesome. So this is what I got. Okay, this is number 3. We talked about that. Number 1, Snickerdoodle topped with rich and smooth vanilla bean ice cream and a dusting of sweet cinnamon. Number 2, Sweet mango paired with refreshing raspberries, all steeped in an iced glass of black tea. Mango, raspberries, black tea. Number 3, of course. Number 4, subtle tobacco notes swirled together with rich Catalan cream and crushed hazelnuts. Finished off with a drizzle of dulce de leche. What? These are like some gourmet flavors here. So it's going to be interesting. Number 5, plump raspberries. How do you get the plump raspberry flavor in your... Anyway, plump raspberries dusted with lemon zest, rich chocolate, and fresh cream surround this deliciously light and fluffy choux pastry? I don't even know. Okay? I don't even know. And number 6, smooth white chocolate and peanut butter baked to perfection in a sweet and chewy sugar cookie. Look, we got lots of flavors to try. Okay? But the problem is, I don't know if you noticed. You probably didn't, because I don't think you can see it. But YouTube flagged my last stream for ad suitability, probably due to vaping. So here's what's going to happen. If I need to take a vape break, I'll just do this. Problem solved. Okay? Problem solved. That's what we're doing. Now, I don't know if you look at that and you say, hey, what is that? I created that because you see the little 42 there. But it's based on the classic music video of Closer, 9 Inch Nails. When it aired on MTV, they had to take whole scenes out because it was so disturbing and there was nudity. So instead of taking the entire scene out, they just put up a scene missing thing. So I figured, hey, look at that. Bonobo juice, you got it. Yes. So there you go. There you go. Ted Millich. I mean, look, I don't even know what I did to deserve such a full house at the beginning, but thank you. Appreciate it. Dropping in to say hi, camping all week. Well, Ted, enjoy that camping. Hope you're staying warm. I'm assuming you're probably someplace a little chilly because it's, winter time here in the US. But yeah. Choux pastry. It's a French term for a light pastry, I guess. So, there you go. There you go. Let's see. What else did I miss anything? Yeah, fight the man, dearest Abby. Yeah, fight the man. Okay? And you can see the little kid. Fight the man. I don't know if you can see it. Depending on where you're watching this. If you're watching on a big screen TV, then yeah, you can probably make out the little guy. Fight the man. I just I hate it when anybody tries to tell me what's good for me. It's even worse when it's something that's better than the alternative. I mean, I think I can say this. I know I can say this. The Royal College of Physicians in the UK, a consortium of doctors, said that vaping is actually it's not to, what was their term? Not to exceed 5% of the harm of combustible tobacco cigarettes, meaning vaping is at least 95% safer than smoking. So fight the man. And all this does, if you go to it, it goes to a website where you put in your zip code and it brings up your representatives and your senator. And it's already got a thing that says, hey, this is not right. You can read it. You can add to it if you have a story. Like when I did it, I added my own personal story in there about how I used vaping to quit smoking, and now I'm combustion free. It's just a thing. And I believe in it. So, and I think that anybody that wants to quit and they don't want to, take Chantix and have nightmares and fever dreams and things like that, if they want to try vaping to quit smoking, a healthier alternative, 95% safer, they should be allowed to do that without any sort of government restrictions or bans or, crazy vape taxes like this. And the vape tax on this is insane. It's like, I don't know what I could pull it up. I could pull it up and tell you, but it's ridiculous. Hold on. It shows you. So it basically pulls up the CASA website where you can fight the vape tax, by the way. But yeah, on 120 mils, on a 120 mil bottle, this is typically around $20 to $25. It will be a $40 upcharge. So this goes from $20 to $25 to $60 to $65. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's just crazy to me. That's usually what I buy, is like a 120, 100 mil, 120 mil. You're talking about $30 or $40 upcharge, more than twice as much as what the original product cost. That's stupid. All because, the cigarette companies aren't making money anymore. And they have, look, it's a whole thing, and you can read about it, but it's a whole thing, and it's ridiculous. If you vape or you feel like protecting your fellow American citizens' right to be able to do what they should be able to do, they want to stop smoking. Smoking kills 480,000 Americans every year. Every year. It ends up being like 55 people an hour. It's crazy. But anyway. You made Order 42. That's what you did. You know what somebody made? Ninjinzu made it. Rachel, what's going on? And look, I'm not gonna go on a huge vape thing, okay? Which I already kind of did. But yeah, this I'm just gonna bring it up. It's the Be Right Back screen, but it's because Ninjinzu created a Be Right Back screen. Well, he created a screen, and I'm using it for the Be Right Back screen. But check it out. It's kind of cool. So you're gonna hear the bossa nova, but you're gonna hear me talking. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Now there's all these cool little details. There's the orange block sitting on the desk. There's a little stormtrooper and an R2D2 there. There's a vape on the left-hand side with a juice bottle. And I'm assuming, I don't know if this is actually This is just what I think. But over on the right-hand side of the desk, you see, I'm guessing that's my tea. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. So, there you go. Ninjinzu made that and sent it to me. I think it's cool. Since no one claimed it, I'm first. Cosma, welcome, by the way. Actually, it was Richard Jester that was first. He was first today. I'm just saying, he was first. Hazelnut anything is amazing. I mean, you're not wrong. If you can't give us links, then give us Zeldas. Yeah. No Link. Hey, everybody. I'm Link. How's it going? What am I doing? Why am I looking at my hand? My hand's all blue. Why do I have facial hair just in this square around my mouth? Yeah. So there you go. Anyway. Yeah. Graham Greene is a vape guy now. Grim Green. Grim. Come on, focus. Come on. Grim Green. Grim Green. But there you go. Which Graham Greene, the British novelist or the actor from Dance with Wolves? No. I'm already behind because that's the way it goes here. Finished watching Shin Godzilla for the first time. Good movie. Shozama, how's it going? Good to see you. I have not seen that. And it's only like, I've seen it multiple times come up on like for digital, like $5. I need to just buy it. Just need to buy it. Cigarettes are cooler? No. I mean, I guess maybe. But, you know, I don't know. Again, I'd show you, but, you know, I'd have to do this. And by the way, there is some really, I put some funny, the text there. I don't know if you can see it. It says due to violation of statute, blah, blah, blah. And it's the YouTube standard board and blah, all this kind of stuff. It's kind of funny. But I knew it was going to be blurred out because I wanted to make it all pixelated and all like, you know. So anyway. Orange Block in the hizzy. Yes, Orange Block. By the way, Billy told me at one point that he wanted to buy my Skyward Sword Joy-Cons. I'm just going to open it up. If anybody wants them, because here's the thing, I'm never going to use them. I have this. I have this now, and I don't need them. So, just saying. Oh, this is going to screw everything up when I put this back in here, isn't it? Oh, don't screw everything up. Oh, it's screwing it everything. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, no, it's back. Okay, good. So, just, you know, if anybody's interested. I mean, Ricky's already buying my Retroid Pocket, so. And here's the thing. This is one of my biggest, I wouldn't say biggest regrets, but it is a regret. Okay? It's a regret. I didn't really ask you guys what you got for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. As I said, I got this for Cyber Monday. Do you guys get anything cool? If you did, let me know. I kind of want to hear, especially if you got a really good deal. Like, holy crap, I can't believe the Xbox Series X is like $350, like in multiple different places. $350 for Series X. That's crazy. So anyway, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Good job. Zelda codes makes Link have a sweet trucker stash. Link's hand's all blue because he just got done sitting on it, so it's gone numb. So that, well, you know why. All right. I meant Orange Block isn't only on your shelf. It's also included in the Jinzu Games magnificent artwork. I mean, it is. It is. I just like the fact that it's there. You know? And it's just chilling up there. Game Chasers episode, Rob's Room. I mean, you guys have pretty much seen it. I will have to change though. I think eventually I'm gonna have to swap these two monitors so that you can basically get this view. Maybe not of my oh, it's up here. Not my kitty litter. You don't really need to see that. But I mean you should see my movies, right? You should see my movies. Anyway. You got a cold for Black Friday? Well, that sucks. Yeah, that's not any fun. Dearest Abby, Black Friday this year felt like a bust. I couldn't find anything. I gotta be honest with you. You know how I like being honest with you. Buccio loves it when I'm honest with you. No, I couldn't find much either. I mean, there were deals to be had, but a lot of it was stuff that either I didn't need, didn't really care about, or stuff I already owned. Like, I mean, like that Series X deal was nuts. $350 for a Series X deal? I mean, that's crazy. I still, like, I can't believe it. BC, what's going on? Wrapping presents while watching Home Alone and listening to your stream. Well, that's wholesome. That's really, really wholesome. And I have to be honest, I've only seen Home Alone maybe 1.5 times. Because I've seen parts of it many times, but I've only seen the whole thing one time, and it was way back. I don't honestly remember it because it came out. Here's the thing. I get it. There's a lot of people that are gonna be like, "What? You're not a Home Alone fan?" Home Alone came out after I was already I was in my teens, you know? So it didn't grab hold. It wasn't that nostalgia trip for me. It was kind of like, "Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, it was pretty good." And like Billy, and I keep bringing up Billy. I'm name dropping the Game Chasers all the time. Anyway, by the way, did you see that new video? It's pretty funny. Anyway, like Billy loves that movie, and Billy and Jay both. They're like, they talk about it, and it's just like that wasn't the movie for me. For me, it was Christmas Story. That was the movie I wanted to watch every Christmas, and then Christmas Vacation, because it's just hilarious. But Home Alone just wasn't that for me, you know. I don't know. Let's see. Shozama, I got Zelda 1 terabyte micro SD for my Switch and half off Criterion 6-film box set Dietrich and Von Sternberg in Hollywood. That is a pretty cool box set that you showed. You showed that on the Discord. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I count that as a Black Friday deal just because that was going on all of November and then it ended yesterday. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but I mean, seriously, that's an awesome deal. And I've got a ridiculous amount of movies coming, like a ridiculous amount. I say ridiculous. It's like 8, but it's still, I usually don't spend that kind of money. Just, you know, bang, you know, I don't usually do that. A lot of pre-orders, some 4Ks, some movies that I've never owned, I've never seen, or there's a couple of upgrades, you know, like one in particular I'm super excited about, but I have a feeling it's going to be one of those where I watch it and then I go, I'm probably not going to watch that for a while. But anyway, I only have the DVD. So I wanted to see the 4K because it's an interesting movie, especially for editing. If you're into editing, which not many people watch movies for editing, but I want to watch it again with that new eye, you know, the eye of someone who's helped make a movie, you know. So it's going to be interesting. Literally wrapping a Red Ryder BB gun in a Christmas Story paper for my nephew. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. That's really cool. Man, that movie, I'm telling you, when the Santa Claus scene, and the kids are like screaming and yelling. I don't know why. It just cracked me up. I don't know. I love that scene. And it's the way his voice cracks when he does the ho, ho, ho. And it's just, I don't know. Robin April decorating for Christmas. April. Honey, where's the elf? Hashtag it's on the shelf. Well, here's the thing. We haven't decorated for Christmas in 2 years Yeah, 2 or 3 years. When COVID happened and we couldn't have anybody over, it was like, do you care? No, not really. Okay, well then we just won't do it. And then lately, all of the get-togethers have been happening somewhere else because the other parts of the family live more centralized. So it's easier for people to get to that house than to come all the way to my house, because I do kind of live not out in the boonies, but I live further away than anyone else is. You know what I mean? We just wanted to save that extra money, I guess, which has been nice. But yeah, so yeah, we haven't decorated in years now, and we even brought it up. It was like, hey, when you're off of work, let's decorate the house. And we're like, okay, and we never did. So I don't. But you know what? We've been hiking a lot. I think I've said this before. The goal is by the end of 2025. I think that's correct. By the end of 2025, we want to do a rim to rim Grand Canyon hike. It's like 24 miles. And so we've been hiking a lot to try to get, we need to get our endurance up. We need to slowly get better and better and better so that we can do this 24-mile hike before the end of 2025. So basically, we're looking at September, October 2025. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. And I was even asking. I said, like, so do you do that all in one day? And she was like, well, let's think about that. Let's look into it. Here's the thing: if you don't do it in one day, you got to carry all your tent stuff, all your like everything. You got to carry everything. And I'm like, okay, so that's, wow, 24 miles in one day. From the top of the rim of the Grand Canyon, down into the canyon, and then up to the other edge. That's crazy, but it can be done. And she said that it usually takes between 10 and 14 hours to do. And I'm like, you know what? Once you get down, man, I mean, it's going to be tough. I'm not saying it's not going to be tough, but I think we can do it. And especially if we're hiking, weekly for like 2 years, we can do it. So that's what we've been doing a lot. Time to rewatch about 75% of Love Actually. Why 75%? Is there something I don't know about that? A Christmas Story and Scrooged I usually watch every year. Scrooged is one of those that it is Scrooged, right? Yeah, I really like that one. But it's been a long time since I've had that. I think I owned it on VHS and then I never upgraded. You hit hard on nostalgia? Yeah, you did. I thought you meant a box of like 50. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, Ninjinzu. Not sure. I was 10 when Home Alone came out. I wanted the whole movie to be Kevin saying funny things and was mad that there was a plot and the wet bandits were stealing screen time. I didn't understand. Goonies and Ferris Bueller's Day Off are more nostalgic for me than Home Alone. I mean, yeah. Because Goonies, Ferris Bueller's came out when I was 10. I didn't actually see that until later. Like I was probably 15 when I saw that. Because I didn't see it in the theater. Goonies I saw in the theater. And yeah, Gremlins, Goonies, Back to the Future, 85. Hell yeah, dude. The Up is going to suck. Yeah, it is. But April was saying that like a lot of the trails kind of zigzag up the side. It's all going to suck. It's all going to suck. I'm going to be honest. But the other thing is you have to go at a certain time of year because the canyon is like 20 to 20 degrees hotter, 20 to 25 degrees hotter than it is on the rim. So if you're up there and it's, 55 degrees, 75, 80 down in the rim. So yeah, it's going to be a thing. The most I've done in a day is 17 miles, and that was taxing. This coming from someone that hikes 1,000 miles a year. Wow, BC. Wow. Well, we've been doing like 2-mile hikes just the last couple of weeks. And the only thing that sucks about it is my feet. So I'm guessing I need new socks or whatever, because my hiking boots are awesome. I bought hiking boots for the trip that we went on, and I got a deal on them because I think it was like, oh, if you buy the brown with whatever trim, it's like $150. Yeah, the all black ones were $90. I'm like, seriously, have already paid for themselves simply because my ankles don't get all screwed up. Because that's my biggest issue. Because we tried to do a hike in the area. I don't even know where it is. Like, I couldn't tell you how we get there. But we went on a hike, and it was probably like 15 minutes into it, very rocky. I twisted my ankle almost immediately. And I'm like, I can't do this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but we got to go. Because I can't walk. I got to make it back. And it was tough. But it's like my ankles are just, I got bunk ankles. Janky. I got jankles is what I got. Janky ankles. So, yeah. Got to make Christmas movie time for Shane Black too. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Lethal Weapon, Long Kiss Goodnight, even Iron Man 3. I mean, you're not wrong. Shane Black loves his nice guys, right? Shane Black loves his Christmas movies or Christmas time kind of movies. Also make sure you have good insurance. Oh yeah. I mean, look, we're going to have to Wraith. Hi. Jankles are better than cankles. Well, they're definitely jankles. I don't know. I got kind of, no, they're not really cankles, but I have huge calves because of the marching band. Excuse me. Wow. So just real quick, I'm going to take a vape. Yeah. Take that. So there you go. By the way, let's check on the votes here. Okay. Things have changed. First and second place are Bubble Perp, Strawberry Ice and Cookie, and in third place, way back there, uncommon number 3, which is Watermelon Mint Cucumber Lemon. So continue to vote, because here's the thing. If you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. It's funky. Okay? Let's go perp. I don't know why. For some reason, every time I see that, I want to go bubble perp, and just be silly. But there you go. Any ass eat. I have a feeling I should know what that means, but I have no idea what you're saying. No idea. Gotta drink that tea. Moi and noir, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. Oh, all I was gonna say, okay, I've pretty much talked about that. So every year at Thanksgiving, and I think this is kind of a neat thing that my dad's been doing, because we don't do gifts anymore, because it's just not a thing, because there's the old people, like me and my dad and all that stuff. And then there's all the younger people, which, they don't have a lot of money to scrape, and there's little kids. So there's not a whole reason for all of the older people to give gifts to the younger people. So what we do is we just hang out, eat, all that kind of stuff. Just be family and hang out and do things. So what my dad does every Thanksgiving is he gives each of us a card, and the card has money in it. And that usually, number one, I think it's cool. Yeah, you could buy something for yourself, or you could give your kids a better Christmas than you could by yourself. I think that's really cool. Now, for April and I, we don't have kids, so it's shopping time. That money's already gone. All those Blu-rays I bought, it's gone. Like, yeah. So the cool thing is though, is I should be getting new movies in like every week or so, because I've pre-ordered a bunch. If you've been paying attention to the physical media releases, you'll know that there are some really cool releases coming out like almost every week for like the next month. So I'm really excited to get those in, and I'll show them off. You watched Blade Runner 2049 last night. Too good. You watched it again. And you know what? It is good. It's a great movie. And you know what? I don't think I own that in 4K. And I think it was on sale for like $11.99. I should have bought it. I have the digital version of that. I don't have the disc. And I think it's because the digital came out first. And I was like, I just want to watch it. And I'm like, I'll buy the disc later. And I never did. I need to get that. Of course, I have the original Blade Runner, the film vault, which is going for some money now. Not that I care. I don't really care about what stuff is worth. I'm not a museum. And that's part of the reason why I don't collect high dollar, like really high dollar stuff, is because I don't want to be the steward of history. I just want to buy things and enjoy them. So, but yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed it because it's awesome. Yeah, it is. The Nice Guys isn't set at Christmas, but it does have a time skip of a few months at the end to finish in a bar on Christmas Eve. So heck yes, add The Nice Guys to the Shane Black list too. There you go. I thought there was a part where they go up to a house and it's decorated for Christmas. No? Okay, well, I don't know. So, yeah, let's see. Oh my God, strawberry icing cookie is number one right now. Right now, 45% of the vote. Awesome. Well, we'll keep that going. Let's see where it goes. But I wanted to bring up a couple of things if you weren't aware of them. This is a series that Bucho, I think, actually, you're gonna make some quesadillas. Like, are you gonna share with the rest of the class? Because that sounds awesome. By the way, so as I said last week, April's birthday was on Friday. And unfortunately, there's also some family issues going on, some health issues that I don't really want to go into right now, but it is one of those things that there's been a lot of we've been spending a lot of time away from the house, which means we're eating out more because, you know, you're out, we're doing things, we're helping people out, all that kind of thing. Okay? Like I said, don't worry, but it's just one of those things, okay? Because she was off and we were doing things, we were eating well. I'll just say we were eating well. And I don't know what happened, but it was like I didn't have a stopping point. You know how like you get full and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm so full." I wasn't hitting that. I was eating so much food last week. I gained 5 pounds last week, which is nuts for me. So we are back on the healthy train. And I gotta say, quesadillas sounds awesome right now. Like really good. But we were eating all kinds of junk. Like junk. You know? Like I think I got we went to Long John Silver's. We went to Texas Roadhouse and got just crazy. Oh my God. And don't anybody be talking smack about Long John Silver's, because man, that's some good stuff. I'm not saying you should eat it every meal, but that's some good stuff. Fried fish, come on, put it in my belly. It's good. But yeah, a lot of just nuts. Arby's. Like I tried that. Of course, I tried that new Arby's sandwich last week. You make 3 from corn tortillas and Munster cheese. and make mine steak. Yeah. Dude, I'm a quesadilla freak. We actually stopped at another place. We had uh where was that? Oh, it was on the border. We stopped it on the border because again, we were out. Dude, they have some new thing uh where it's got like I don't know, it's got so much different stuff. And I wanted to get it, but I was like, just give me I'll take 2 cheese and onion enchiladas and just a crispy taco. That's it. Well, here's the thing. They brought it out and it was a soft taco. And she when she put it down, she goes, "You ordered a crunchy taco, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah, but this is fine. I'll eat it." And she goes, No. I'll bring it out." I'm like, "Okay." I ate everything. It's like I can't get full. It's crazy. And I need to, hey, healthy train, man. We need if we're going to be doing 25-mile hikes. We don't need the extra weight, you know what I mean? So there you go. Okay, wait a minute. 75% of Love Actually, because that's probably roughly the Colin Firth, Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, Bill Nye, and Hugh Grant bits. I usually skip the weird, creepy Andrew Lincoln, Keira Knightley bits, and the boring storyline of the horny Brit who goes to America. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that movie since it came out. I liked it though. I remember liking it, going, "Wow, this was surprisingly good." I watched your GTA 6 trailer vid and I smashed that thumbs up. Look, here's the thing. And this goes for whoever. If you're a fan of what someone does on YouTube, you should always hit the thumbs up, man. Because that thumbs up helps with the algorithms. Now, I'm not saying that I need you guys to do that for every video. Do what you want, okay? But I'm telling you, for those people that you really like, you really want to support. I mean, of course, some people do the whatever the membership, which I don't have set up here. But you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you can do to support, but that right there will just help that video go out to more people. So hit that thumbs up if you like the stuff that somebody does. It's just a thing. Just remember that, because I have to keep reminding myself. I'm sitting there watching, just enjoying a video, 35 minutes in, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I haven't hit thumbs up yet." So just do it. You went to the doctor today. Oh yeah? Is that what he told you? Any ass eat? Or was it a good thing or a bad thing? Hopefully it was a everything was good. He said I had a quesadilla nuts in your mouth. Walked right into that one. I had a quesadilla nuts in your mouth. That's Billy, everybody. If you get your adventurous spirit ramped up into doing a whole lot of hiking, that should help keep you in shape too. What, the quesadillas? I don't think so. Battered fish and hush puppies. I know it, man. It's so good. Only thing I eat at Long John Silver's is their battered chicken strips with their sweet and sour sauce, and good Lord, is it good. I've never had that because I always get fish. Put a little bit of that, what do you call it? The stuff. I'm not like backwards. No, not doing that. What is it? Malt liquor. Put a little bit on there. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And then I get cheese curds. Why? Because I'm insane and I love them. Their cheese curds are so good. I get that's my side no matter what I do there, because mine is one of the ones where it's combined with A&W, and A&W makes some damn good burgers. But yeah, I always get cheese curds. They're awesome. Michael Douglas's doc had the same question. Oh, you people. All right, where are we at here? Okay, bubble perp now. Okay. Bubble Perp and Strawberry Ice and Cookie are both tied again. 42% of the vote. With the Watermelon Mint Cucumber Lemon in third place. I'm just telling you. If you don't vote today, you don't get to vote. Funky. Now, when it comes to movies, there are a couple of things that you must know. Again, I was talking about Bucho earlier. Bucho brought this up to me. I thought it was cool. That was really cool. And yeah, I try to catch as many of them as I can. And that is the actors on actors. Of course, we had this one that went up earlier this week. Robert Downey Jr., of course, kind of promoting his work on Oppenheimer, and Mark Ruffalo promoting his work on the upcoming, I think it comes out Friday, The Poor Things with Emma Stone. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for this, but it looks insane. Like the kind of insane that I really dig. Like it looks really funny and kind of nuts. So I want to see it. But this was actually really good. I really enjoyed this one. And then I think today they dropped the Margot Robbie and Cillian Murphy, which of course Barbenheimer, and they talked all about that stuff. They talked about their process. They talked about all kinds of cool stuff. It was great. I loved it. I thought it's like I didn't know. Like I always knew that I liked Margot Robbie, but I didn't know, okay, she's like awesome. Like, and she's just, I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I kind of put these people on somewhat of a pedestal, and I shouldn't, because they're people and they just get to do a really cool job. And sometimes it's a really taxing job. But man, I just think she was awesome. And I mean, Cillian Murphy, I mean, he's just badass. So what can I say? I loved it. I loved listening to it. And it makes me want to watch Barbie. I still haven't seen Barbie. So there you go. There you go. Now, I don't know. Are there any gamers in here? Are there any gamers in the chat? Malt vinegar. What did I say? Malt liquor? I said malt liquor, didn't I? Malt vinegar. Yes. Yes. Not Gary. Welcome, not Gary. I'm craving Brahms bag of burgers. Oh, God. I talked about that last week, that I was pissed off. I feel like you've been keeping that from me for years. And it's probably a good thing that I didn't know about it. Because, yeah. Dude, bag of burgers. Watermelon should have won. Well, it still hasn't. It's not over. We've got some people in here that I guarantee you haven't voted. And why? Because there's fewer votes than there are viewers right now. Now, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying if you want to, it's a limited thing. If you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. If you don't vote, do I have to sing it? If you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. That's what Grim Green does. So there you go. Just saying. Got halfway through what? And had to stop to watch Order 42. Oh, through this. Yes. Margot and Cillian look like a couple. I mean, yeah. But I think Margot's pretty happily married. And Cillian's got a bunch of kids. So, but yes. Some good looking folks. You know, these A-list actors. You know what I'm saying? I always vote for the least fruity flavor. Why is that? You played a game once? Oh, okay. I don't vape, but I sure as heck chew gum, and I hate fruit flavored gum, so in the interest of science, I vote on that basis. There you go. So, Bonobo Juice, you're a gamer? So, yeah. While we catch up in the chat, why don't you guys tell me what you think about this thing? Because, I mean, I'm sure you saw this trailer drop yesterday, right? I'm sure you saw it. You dabble, Wraith? Another burger place for me to visit next time in Texas? I mean, I don't know. It's a fast food place. It's fast food, but it's damn good. It's damn good. If you don't vote, I'm going to hire hobos to poop on your doorstep. Did you see that? Whoa. Cillian is badass on the Calm app. That's what I've heard. I've heard, and they actually talk about that in that actors on actors thing. RDJ and Ruffalo also look like a couple. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I will say that Robert almost looks like he's like, oh man, again, he's behind me, isn't he? Anyway, I want to feel the physics of the game and hit the Malibu Club. See, here's the thing, and we've talked about this. Bucho knows. My problem is that I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game. And you might be saying, Rob, why? Why would you not want to play? What? My problem is I don't enjoy, because to me, video games are like role playing. You know, you're basically stepping into the shoes of someone else. Now you can disagree with me all you want, and it's completely valid. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, I don't enjoy acting like a criminal. I just don't. I would act like somebody that people look up to. I want to act like somebody that, does good things, does the right thing, gets rid of evil and whatever. Just saying. I'll get to that, Bucho. But yeah, that's what I enjoy. I don't know. But all that being said, this looks fantastic. And it might be the first Grand Theft Auto video game that I purchase. Although 5 is like regularly on sale, right? Shouldn't I just try that? I don't know. Maybe. But I don't know, man. It looks insane. It really looks insane. And it's going to be, it's going to be freaking huge. I mean, what's the count at? Let's see. Do this. Let's see. Trailer, official trailer. Oh, that's not even the right one. Where's the official trailer from Rockstar? Where is it? Okay. Do I need to actually look up Rockstar Games? Apparently I do. And yeah, I'm not playing a single thing from this trailer because, yeah, they would take me down so quickly. 95 million views on the official channel. 95 million. That's crazy. Crazy. Too far in the future to worry about? Oh yeah, I mean, it is 2 years away for sure. Reminds me of that classic red carpet vid of Jason Momoa sneaking up on Henry Cavill. Oh, the Robert Downey Jr. Haven't played GTA since Vice City. I'm really not sure why either. I'm sure I'd like him. Yeah, not Gary. It's just one of those things. I just never, I don't know. It just never appealed to me. Remember, oh yeah. Reminder, Rob loved slaughtering rebels as Darth Vader. Here's the thing, Bucho. Okay? Here's the thing. When you play as Darth Vader, you typically don't have a choice. Like when you're loading into Battlefront, you have your side picked for you. And I haven't played Battlefront in years. But let's see. GTA 6 looks okay. Need to see gameplay to make a good assessment. I mean, obviously, right? There are things I saw that I didn't like, such as using a TikTok app and filming lowlives, like a woman twerking on a car roof. But here's the thing. They base that on some actual TikToks, apparently. So, always love the driving. The characters have honor, just sometimes you do bad things. Trailers 1+ year away don't pique my interest, but I'm glad to finally see official content. Yeah. Also learned a lot about adult themes through these games as a young man. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But again, this was after my time. I was already late teens, early 20s, I think, when, in fact, when did the first, let's see. Oh, I shouldn't do that here. Let me do that. Grand Theft Auto games by release date. So, okay, let's just do it this way. Grand Theft Auto 3 came out October 22nd, 2001. Yeah, I was 25 years old and married. 4 came out in 2008. 5 came out in 2013. So yeah, this is way... I mean, I get it. I get why it's popular. I just didn't appeal to me. Nico from 4 is actually a nice guy. He just gets caught up on crap. Tommy from 5, from Vice City just wants to take over. Oh, I know IGN has, I mean, everybody has a copy of the trailer, but I'm looking at the official, the official. And that's why, like, every time I try to post a trailer, I try to post the official because I think it's wrong that other YouTube channels can take their content and make money off of it. It just seems wrong. Like, I don't see the point. Unless the point is to try to get people used to the fact that, oh, they're always going to have the new trailer, so I can just subscribe to them. And from the perspective of the YouTube channel, they could just say, well, who cares if it gets claimed? They're subscribing to me. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But it still seems wrong. Like, I'd rather support the actual whatever. I don't know. Michael and Franklin from GTA 5 are chill, but they keep getting caught up in bullshit. Trevor from 5 is just psycho. Trailer looks like it's showing off vibrancy and density. I mean, yeah. But see, that's the thing. They did the same thing with Cyberpunk. Those first couple of trailers made me go, okay, this is going to be... And the fact that they were all like... They seemed like they're doing some shady stuff. I didn't care. Because it just... The vibe of it was just perfect. And then the fact that it seemed so dense was like, oh yeah. And then the game came out and was like, eh. So I still haven't played it more than an hour. Cyberpunk I'm talking about. I hear it's better now. Like they've patched it. It's gonna be the best selling game of all time. I mean, for sure, no question. San Andreas is an insane story missions. Oh. I wish GTA went back to 2D roots from GTA 1. I never played that one either. Whether you feel like you have a choice or not, you love being one of the most evil characters in the history of fiction, slaughtering literally billions of good guys. I mean, I don't know about that. I would like to vote in your poll, but it comes up and it's blank. Well, that is crazy. Blues Clue. I don't know why. Didn't you have that problem before? I mean, the only thing I can say is maybe refresh, but I mean, I don't know. But we do need a tiebreaker though, because right now we've got 42% on both Bubble Perp and the Fresh Batch, the strawberry icing cookie thing. Back in third place is Uncommon number 3. You didn't? You're afraid? Yeah, try it. New poll? No, I don't think so. Most GTA players are waxing other bad guys, so they're really kind of anti-heroes. I do like the Bonnie and Clyde aspect. Okay, well, I mean, Perp and strawberry cookie. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I mean, we'll have to do that if nobody else votes. Nico ruled. I love GTA 5 when I first played it, but the first time that goes by... But the more time that goes by, the more I only like Franklin. Trevor is psycho. Michael is hostile. Franklin is nice. Okay. Again, maybe I should just try it, Oh, look at that. We got another vote. The tie has been broken. So I think I'm just going to end it. I think I'm going to end it now. 46% of the vote. Bubble perp. Just think, you won't have to hear me say that ever again. Bubble perp won. Bubble perp won. So, I think I can show this, right? There's my beautiful wick job. Bubble perp. 3 milligram, guys. You refreshed and it came up, so I voted. Well, you broke the tie, and I love it. Thank you, Blue's Clue. Well, let's just hope you chose wisely. Because sometimes, man, these guys pick one that tastes like fried butthole, and it's gross. But here's the thing, and this is the funny thing. I bought all these liquids, so it's not like it's completely random or anything. But anyway, all right. Bubble perp. We got to do the nuck first. I mean, it tastes exactly like you would think. It really does. Except there's a little bit of I don't know what that is. I guess we'll see when we try it. Now, this is going to be interesting because of the scene missing thing now. And I want to see if YouTube will still see that this is not suitable for ads. Maybe it's just because they saw the huge cloudage and they said, nuh-uh. Or maybe it's just because I talk about it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Get on there. Why is this not screwing down? Okay, hold on. Hold on now. Hold on now. Something's messed up. Is it my O-ring? No. What's going on here? It's not screwing down. Oh, and my glass is not all the way on. Maybe that's part of it. Come on now. Huh. Okay. Let me take the... This is a little more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Seriously, it's getting crazy. Get on there. Come on now. There we go. Glass is on. There it goes. Goes right on. So apparently it was the glass. The glass was being all cockeyed, which is what they say. You know, that's what they say in the industry. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. So I'm doing this off camera just to see. Again, we're doing a test. So the tank is filled. Tank is filled. And let's see how it goes. Oh, got to turn it on first. It was off. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You ready? You ready? Pretty good. In fact, that's really good. That is really, really good. Awesome. Man. Hold on. One more. It tastes like a like Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious. Just straight up great bubblegum. It's kind of awesome. But not like grape as in like, you know, eating grape. It's like that candied, you know what I'm talking about? But not like a Welch's or like a Grape Crush. Anybody remember Grape Crush? Come on. You want to talk about nostalgia. Grape Crush. That's nostalgia for me. Man, I used to love Grape Crush. Anyway, No, not like that. More like a Bubblicious or Hubba Bubba. Which, do they even make that anymore? I don't. I don't buy gum. I used to love, like, that was a treat in the back in the day. You know, when times were tougher and the money wasn't as, you know what I'm talking about? I used to gum, man. Candy? No, just give me gum. The gum will last longer. That was my thinking. The grape flavor Big Chew. Oh, you're talking about the Big League Chew? Dude, Big League Chew is pretty awesome. The only thing I didn't like about that is the texture after it was in your mouth for a while. Like, you remember the ones that were like really soft, and then they would just, over about a 10-minute period, it would be like chewing on, it was just like it was almost like I don't know, a gummy rock. That doesn't even make any sense. A gummy rock? You know what I mean? The texture would get like tough. You know? I don't know. But Big League Chew would stay very, very soft. You know? Almost too soft, in my opinion. I mean, hey, you like what you like. But it was almost too soft. I want to... Can you hear me? Can you hear me take a vape? I'm just curious. Let me see if there's any... I don't think you can. Okay, so you can kind of hear me, but you can't really. It goes out. Wrigley's Juicy Fruit, Big Red and Double Mint were my picks. Oh no, those are great, but you couldn't blow bubbles with those. I mean, unless you got like 3 of them, in which case, you got to get the Plenty pack. Remember those, the big fat ones, and you're like, holy crap, I'm gonna be chewing gum for weeks, and it'd be gone like in a weekend. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, the Plenty pack. But yeah. Oh, and Juicy Fruit, man. Juicy Fruit that's a banging gum right there. Bazooka Joe, Bubble Tape. Oh, Bubble Tape. That would be another one where you're like, dude, there's so much of it in there. And it would literally be gone in a day. Sam's Club sells the cases. I haven't, before the pan, before that, before that, before the, you know what I'm talking about? Before that, we had a Costco card, and during we let our Costco card lapse, and so ever since, we just let our in-laws buy stuff for us, because it doesn't make sense for, okay, the 3 of us, the 3 families, we all had a Costco card, and we were all going like once a month. So why not have one of us go once a month? We'll pay the other one, and it kind of all works out, and it does. It's kind of awesome that way. But yeah, so I haven't even stepped foot in a Sam's or a Costco in years now, because I mean, I used to love going to Costco, and they had all the people out, hey, you want to try this, minty camel hoof? And you're like, yes. I don't know what that is, but I don't know how that's going to taste. But sure, minty camel hoof. All right. And you taste it. And you go, oh, that's really... You know what I'm talking about? You ever done that? But you know what I mean? Or something's really good, and you're like, man, that's really good. And then you just walk off. I did that a lot. But yeah, you go on the right day, and man, you can almost get full, because there's so many people, And then you look for the ones. Oh, there's the drink guy, and it's like some caffeinated shot of whatever. You're like, whoa, man, that's a lot of caffeine. And then you're like, man, I want to go try the smoked salmon on a cracker thing over there. And then, oh, there's some pigs in a blanket over here. And there's, you know what I'm talking about? Man, it's awesome. But I haven't been in years. I missed it. I kind of miss it. Ever chew the whole tape at once? No, because I was one of those where I would actually chew or get smaller pieces and try to make it last. When it's kind of like, to me, it's like, how can I explain this? It's like it's like getting 50% less fat something. Not so much diet drinks, because I totally get that. I totally get that. Like, I like to drink something fizzy every now and then. But I don't need the extra sugar. Caffeine's nice, but I don't need the extra sugar. So I get that. But something where it's like, here's this thing that's almost as good as the thing you like. Well, what's the point? Because now you're just, okay, you're not quite as full as you would be if you'd eaten the regular thing, and it's not as good as the real thing. So what's the purpose in that? So basically, I was cheating myself by chewing smaller pieces of bubble tape instead of getting that big old wad of bubble gum. So I had to learn that lesson over time. And that was a long story for such an easy point to make, but you get what I'm saying. If the YouTube issue, it really is to do with what you're saying, then I hotly anticipate seeing what code you come up with in order to be able to keep talking about it. Oh, it's going to happen. And maybe it's literally because if anybody's tried to type vape on their phone, it'll try to change it to something else. So I would just change that, fight the BAPE, BAPE tax, or something like that. And then I would say, it's what it really is. It's this, And I'm sure if I did this, that wouldn't be a big deal. But yeah. I don't know. I honestly think, because it's only been a couple of my streams that have been hit for that. And I had recently it was a short for The Big Lebowski. And it was the same weird thing and it's because there's a shot of John Goodman lighting a cigarette in the trailer. And I'm like, I bet you that's what got claimed. And it just, over time, that's what I think. But anyway, we'll see. They no longer make Cinnaburst. That was my jam. Oh, that was some good stuff. Oh, Cinnaburst was good. Isn't that the one with little crystals, flavor crystals? Man, that was good. That was good. Dentine and Chiclets. What was the one? Fruit Stripe. Man, Fruit Stripe tasted amazing, and the flavor lasted about 8 seconds. But man, those 8 seconds were like, holy crap, this is so good. It's nothing now. You know what I mean? Fruit Stripe was like, it was a complete waste. 6 feet of bubblegum for you, not them. I remember that. Hell yeah, dude. A vape flavor of Fruit Stripe. And you put the tattoo on your forehead. That's right. I'm pretty sure that there probably is a pretty close, because there was one that I had that was, dude, it was weird. And I actually vaped a lot of it. And it was what's the powder? The Pixie Sticks. It was a Pixie Sticks flavor. And somehow, I think they must have put some little bit of mint or some sort of cooling in it. Because you know how, like, this is a weird thing, but when you had Pixie Sticks, right? Wasn't there, like, it was almost cold. It was almost a cold when you swallowed. It was almost like I know, that probably sounds dirty, or I'm trying to be. No, not trying to be. But you know what I'm talking about? There was almost like a cooling effect with the Pixie Sticks. The Pixie Sticks flavor that I tried tasted like Pixie Sticks, but then it also had that little bit of cooling, and it was like, man, that's awesome. I vaped a ton of it and then got really sick of it. Like right now I'm thinking I kind of would like to have that flavor again. But I know it would probably be like, that's it. Okay, what's next? Like I would go on to something else. And that's what kind of scares me about this is I wonder if this is going to get like cloying. Cloying? Is that the term? Where it's like when you have something sweet and then after a while it just doesn't taste as sweet anymore. But if you have like a little bit of coffee or water or anything to kind of change the flavor in your mouth, then you go back and it's like, oh, it's sweet again. Same thing happens with vapes, you know? So I don't know. Like this one, the strawberry watermelon that we tried a while back, that one is like, whoa, all the time. And I haven't been vaping a lot of that because, man, it's like, take like 4 vapes and you're like, okay, I'm good for a while. In fact, but it's good. It's really good. I like the way that looks. It ended up kind of cool. I spent about an hour and a half yesterday making that. I think it's kind of neat. I kind of feel like it needs some sort of sound, but I don't know what I would do. I think it was just the powder doing some science. Yeah, and it was probably just, I don't know. But you're probably right. But I always had that in my head that there was like a little bit of cooling going on, a little bit of something. I don't know. So let's talk about some of these trailers. First off, did anybody see Godzilla -1 yet? Has anybody seen that? Because I I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a huge Godzilla fan. What? I just think that they're kind of all the same. They kind of have all the same elements to it. And in many cases, I find that the human story is what they tend to focus on because that's less special effects and visual effects or whatever you want to say. Depends on the, I guess, time period of when it was made. But yeah, I always kind of felt like we're here just for the monster crap, right? So why is all the human stuff here? Same with the Transformers movies. I don't give a crap about the humans. I don't care. I mean, seriously, if you're that interested in the human story, I don't know. I just don't get it. But anyway, Godzilla. I've heard Godzilla -1 is fantastic. And it was made on such a low budget that it's like, it's blowing people's minds because it's like, this is like a huge, it's almost like the creator in that respect, where it's like, man, the fact that this is a lower budgeted movie and yet it looks like a $250 million movie, that's nuts. So I don't know. But yeah, has anybody seen it? Let's see, wait. The stick of gum that were in baseball or Topps cards were awful, like chewing pink glass. Yeah. The way it would break apart in your mouth, especially the older they are. Yeah. An old film reel staticky sound at low volume might be kind of cool to go with that. Yeah, I actually have. Don't I have a sound like that I've used for things? Let me see. Sound effects. Oh no, that's just a ding. A ding wouldn't work. I don't remember what I used the ding for. Let's see. What is this? This break has been brought to you by Orange Block. Do you have a problem not having an orange block? Don't buy Purple Block. Just buy the orange block. That's so stupid. Okay. Where I thought I had a bunch of like a bunch of. Oh, there it is. Okay, maybe not that loud. That was pretty loud. Sorry. But yeah. If you feel like screening The Manager again on one of the remaining pre-Christmas streams, I wouldn't mind. Okay. And if you feel like asking Billy to get on that stream for a while to chat about the making of The Manager, I wouldn't mind that either. I mean, almost like a live commentary. Is that what you're saying? A director's commentary? an exclusive director's commentary for the underground classic, The Manager. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I don't know if Billy's still here, but that would be pretty funny to make it like really serious. Like what the movie's really about is, the triumph and the failings of the human spirit. Then you watch the movie, you watch the thing, and you're like, that doesn't. I think that'd be great. That'd be really funny. Just make up some really. I just thought of a bunch of things that I can't say. Oh, but yeah, it would be that would be funny. I heard good things about Godzilla minus one. Okay, I'm not demanding anything, just saying I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind either. I would like to demand what Bucho wouldn't mind. Okay, not Gary. Okay, that would be pretty great though. But anyway, did you guys see the trailer? Here, my fat head's in the way. The trailer for Godzilla. I'm guessing it's Godzilla X Kong. I'm guessing it's like Godzilla and Kong together at last. Final Empire. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? I can't remember what it's called now. Godzilla. There's too many L's. X Kong. The New Empire. The New Empire. Has anybody seen this? The trailer for this? Because I got to say, I didn't like the Godzilla vs. Kong. Did not like it. But this looks pretty good. It does look good. But it's an American production, so it's probably going to have some really cheesy stuff in it. But we'll see, I guess. You're waiting for Godzilla vs. DB Cooper to come out. I used that opportunity to vape a little bit. Yeah. No. I don't need to see Godzilla doing that to someone's. No. As we were setting up this shot of the manager dancing triumphantly, I wanted to evoke the French New Wave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it would be. Yeah. New Empire, Aquaman Lost Kingdom, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, all sounding the same. True. And the thing is, it's something that I was, that got me thinking about when Margot Robbie and Cillian Murphy were talking today. I say today. I watched the video today and it got me thinking about those two, Barbie is based on a property, but it's not based on an existing movie or anything like that, TV show, nothing. It was, both of those are two original stories, and they're two of the most popular things this year. And the thing is it's really tough to come up with that lightning in a bottle. And it really comes down to someone that has a story to tell. And matched up with someone who is talented enough to bring that story to life. It's so hard to do. So that's why the studios will go, well, I would rather greenlight another sequel or a reboot or a remake or whatever, something that's already had some traction before, and let's try to capitalize on that and make some money off of it. Because it's become so much more of a business than this artistic endeavor that it used to be. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably always been about the money, but there was always the the ideas seem to have been more important at a certain time. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know if you guys watch Dan Morel. But when it comes to movies or the movie business side of things, the guy, I'm so impressed with that guy. So I will try to champion him anytime I can. Dan Morel, amazing. Well, he did a breakdown. He does a breakdown every week of the box office and things like that. It's part of the reason why I don't do it, is because I look at that and I go, there's no way I could do that. I can't talk about movies in the same way that he can. My viewpoint on it is different, and he's got that technical side down. So anyway, every week he does this thing about the box office, and he shows you, this is how much the production budget was, this is how much the marketing budget was, and based on that, this is typically, it's an estimate because the studios don't give out their final production budget numbers and their marketing budget numbers. But he basically tries to say, okay, in the past, this is the marketing budget and all that, and then here's what they've made off this movie. This is the profit or the loss of this movie. According to him, in 2023, Disney has lost, with all of their only one movie that's that was profitable, and that was Guardians 3. Everything else has lost money. We're talking Indiana Jones, we're talking Ant-Man, we're talking the Marvels, we're talking Wish, we're talking The Creator. Unfortunately, The Creator was a loss. It ended up being a loss of approximately $1.4 billion. With a B. Billion. That's a lot of money for a studio to lose in 1 year. So it's why next year you see there's one Marvel movie coming out, and it seems like they've really pulled back on their offerings because they need to regroup. Now, some of it you could argue it's about the messages they try to throw out there. It's about, whatever you want to say. Whatever the case is, they need to regroup. And it's all about finding someone who's wanting to tell a good story. And that's what it's all about. And that means, why is this loose? Oh. My arm. No wonder. I was like, why is my arm so loose? It's because it's not latched down in the back. Anyway, so it's one of those things where I look at what they've done this year and I go, yeah, they need to regroup. But the thing is, all of the studios need to do that, including Warner Brothers, who had a huge hit with Barbie, and Universal had a huge hit with Oppenheimer. They also need to look at it and say, okay, we can spend $200 million on this movie and then end up spending another 150, 200, 250, 300 million on marketing, or we can make that movie a little cheaper. I just think that's the answer. They've got to start making cheaper movies. And in that, you say, okay, instead of having however many $200 million, like Wish, for example. Wish had a $200 million budget. An animated movie. $200 million budget. That's nuts, man. Nuts. It just shouldn't happen. Meanwhile, the Spider-Verse cost less than $100 million. Now, there were some issues, right? Some of the artists came out and said, oh yeah, they were, overworking us and all that kind of stuff. But still, the dollars, this is a business, right? If you're putting too much money out and not bringing enough in, well, you got to make a change. So anyway, I'm glad they lost $1 billion. They learned their lesson with the Marvel crap, but it's not just the Marvel stuff. That's what I'm saying. There's so much that came out this year that took a loss. That's 2 Marvel movies out of the 10 or 12 movies or however many. I'm telling you, It's not just that. There's a lack of passion in storytelling. And, or it's a hurry, 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 get this out. And that's the thing about Disney under Bob Chapek. Bob Chapek was like quantity over quality, quantity over quality. Flood Disney Plus with a bunch of stuff. Hey, I'm not saying, excuse me, I'm not saying that Kathleen Kennedy is not to blame for this. But they were like, announce stuff. Announce that. Well, we don't even know if we're going to just announce it. So they announce a bunch of stuff and then it gets canceled because the creator leaves or something, whatever the differences were. I'm not saying it's all Disney's fault, Bob Chapek's fault. But if you see, there's a pattern. They didn't used to do that. And then all of a sudden, Bob Chapek takes over and suddenly they're announcing a bunch of stuff that's like, oh my God, there's so much stuff they're announcing. Holy crap. So I'm just saying. I don't think she's 100% to blame. The idea that she's to blame for all that, but not to blame for the success, but you know what I mean? The success is never attributed to Kathleen Kennedy. It's always attributed, oh, well, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did a great job. Okay. But Kathleen Kennedy put them together, you know? And again, we've talked about that. And there's even, you, me, we don't know the truth. We don't know who's all to blame for this stuff. All I can say is that there seems to have been a pattern with a number of announcements that came out when Bob Chapek was in charge and the sudden pullback of everything and saying, hey, let's chill out for a bit under Bob Iger. I'm not saying Bob Iger is a hero. I'm just saying that Bob Iger understands business a little better when it comes to the movie business, streaming, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, my point is they need to focus on smaller movies. Smaller movies with smaller ideas. Instead of however many $200 million budget movies, how about 10, $20 million movies? Well, $20 million can't buy. Oh, really? Because Godzilla Minus One, the supposed budget of that movie, I don't know how true this is, but they're saying it's $15 million. $15 million. And this is going to be a worldwide phenomenon. I don't even know how much money. I know they made, according to Dan Morrell, he said that Godzilla Minus One made $12 million, $11.4 million this weekend in the U.S. So they've almost made their money back in one weekend in the country that it wasn't even made for. That's nuts. Worldwide, it's already made $38.9 million. And apparently it looks amazing. So what's the lesson to be learned here? The lesson learned is, hey, maybe don't spend so much freaking money. We don't need $20 million actors in the movie. Disney will make a comeback. They always do. I mean, you're not wrong. But the thing is like a lot of people just seem like they want to see like a villain. They want to paint Disney as a villain. No, they're a business. Just like anything else. Just like everything else. You look at, like, why don't people bitch at Johnson & Johnson? Or, Pfizer? Or, I don't know, Chrysler? I don't know. But all of them do the exact same thing. They try to put a product out for the least amount of money to try to get as much profit as possible. Frozen 3 and 4 will save them. Maybe. I don't know if I that's the thing. I haven't seen any of the Frozen movies. I don't know. But I'm just saying it's something that Robert Meyer Burnett has been saying for years. But he said, don't put your universe above your story. So in other words, in a Marvel movie, don't worry about the 7 movies you've got in the pipeline or that's maybe next in the story. Focus on telling a good story first. And that goes with any kind of messaging you might want to put in your movie, any sort of interesting casting decisions you want to make, all of that is nothing compared to what the story is. If the story works, then that's all you need to worry about. There's so many different ways that you can get a message across without drumming people over the head with it too. You know? Like, I'm sorry. You could probably say that oh, The Abyss. Man, it's so preachy. It honestly, by today's standards, The Abyss is not preachy at all. By the way, The Abyss is going to be showing in theaters tomorrow. One showing only. I think it's 6 p.m. no matter where you live. It's going to be showing at 6 p.m. One showing. I can't go because 6 p.m. doesn't work for me. So I'm kind of bummed out. I really want to see that new transfer, that new 4K transfer that we're going to get in the Blu-rays that are coming up next year. I really want to see the movie because not only that, I could do a review on it. But no, I can't go. I can't go. I can't go at 6 p.m. So anyway, it's basically, look, put your story first. All the messaging, all the messages you want to try to say, all the oh, well, I'm trying to do, no. Make your story awesome first. If your story doesn't rule, everything else will just be, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything, and it won't have any impact. If your story has impact, the messages that come along with that story will work. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there, but it's something that's really irritating me about, seeing these huge companies put millions and millions of dollars into things that I don't see. I don't understand the thinking, unless it's like our government and they're taking a bunch of money and doing something else with it. That's the only thing I can think of. It just doesn't make sense. Why should Wish cost $200 million to make? I don't understand it. So, Wayland Yutani, yeah. I mean, they did the same thing, didn't they? When Disney gets stale, like in the 80s, they start to get creative again like they did in the 90s. Oh, it'll happen. I think it'll happen. And I don't think Disney's dead in the water or anything like that. I'm just saying they need to step back and go, okay, what's the problem? Oh, the problem is you've got 14 writers on this one movie. Okay, so everybody's trying to put in their own spin on it and try to get the whatever, but there's not an original idea in the group. And here, newsflash, the story that I'm working on for the next possible movie, not really an original idea as far as like the message of the movie, but I'm hoping that it comes through and you'll go, oh, that's kind of cool. And yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm trying to do it with a little more subtlety than, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of subtlety in Hollywood right now. Oppenheimer. Man, I'm telling you, man, if you haven't seen Oppenheimer, you should see it. You should watch it. That movie's good. It's really good. Anyway. Finish your one movie right now before trying to film 12 more at the same time. Of course. Yes. And that's the thing too, is I think they tried to, and I'm pointing at a little bit at Bob Chapek, is that they wanted so much content for Disney Plus that everything started to suffer. Because Kevin Feige was doing 12 projects at once. I think John Campea said that he did an interview with Kevin Feige, or a meeting. He had a meeting with, I don't know. Kevin Feige was there and he met him and he was talking with him. And he said he was so stressed out because he had 3 projects going at the same time. And now they've got like, I mean, think about all the things that are going on at Marvel right now, or were going on. I mean, all the TV stuff, all the movies, there's a lot going on. And when you spread people too thin, you get lackluster work. That's just the way it goes. 6 p.m., dang it, I'm working. I got called in on my vacation days. Millions and millions of dollars for CG rooms. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm actually curious what the budget for like, because I don't know. I've never actually looked into it. But like The Mandalorian, where most of it is in the volume. The technology costs money, right? So what happens there? Is that like a regular studio that you can rent out? Or does the technology have to be rebuilt every time? I don't know. But I'd be interested in knowing, because you would think that if Mandalorian season 1, they create the volume, season 2 should be cheaper because the volume's already there. Correct? Right? I don't know. I don't know how that works. And I don't know. And you know, there's some very, very crafty financial analysts for Hollywood movies. You know there is. But it would be interesting to know that. Hollywood is in its own box and are stuck in it. They need someone who thinks outside that box. I mean, true. But again, when you've got people with a bunch of money, it's hard to convince them that they're not thinking right. And they're not, you know what I mean? I think that's the biggest issue, is that you've got a lot of people in there that, you know, it's like I mean, it's very much what you said, but they can't see the forest for the trees. You know what I mean? So, am I watching the Lady Ballers movie, Rob? Carbonite? I have no idea what that is. Should we look? Should we see? Let me see. Lady Ballers. Trailer? Lady Ballers movie? Is there something where I can see what it is? Lady Ballers. Daily Wire's film, Lady Ballers, isn't creative, funny, or interesting. That's just the first thing that came up. Rotten Tomatoes page flooded with 5-star reviews amid backlash from LGBTQ plus community. I don't know anything about this. A controversial film from conservative media site The Daily Wire. Interesting. No, it's my first time hearing about it. I don't know. Oh, there you go. It's a Daily Wire movie. But no, probably not. See, here's the thing. How do I look for movies? How do I pick what movies to watch? Because I think that's really interesting. You know, like, how do you pick the movies that you want to see? For me, it's based on who's in it a lot of times, or who's directing it. Is it a Trent Atticus score? But no, I mean, there are certain things that I look for. When I see Daily Wire, I immediately go, yeah, probably not going to watch that. You know what I mean? Because they've got their own thing going on. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Bucho. Exactly. And it's just not my thing. I don't look for movies with messages. A lot of times I'll watch a bunch of freaking trailers. You know? And maybe this is my fault. Like when I go to Cinemark, you know, the Cinemark a few miles from my house, I sit down and I've got 25 minutes worth of trailers that I've already seen. Maybe that's my fault because I pay too much attention to it. But it's irritating. Anyway, yeah, I watch trailers. And if I'll watch, but the thing is I'll usually watch anything. If I've got the time, I'll watch it. You know? And there's my watch list is continually full and continually growing. And I just try to make my way through it. I still got all these movies that I've purchased. Haven't seen a single Criterion movie since, what What was the last one I watched? I still haven't watched Oppenheimer again because I want to get through my watch list. But like, I think the Before trilogy is the next set of movies that I want to watch. Get through those. But here's the thing, I got fan edits to do because I'm doing this fan edit catch up this month. By the way, I'm just going to say this. It's a little bit of promotion for somebody, from a viewer, but somebody that I've already done a fan edit review for. JX Editor has done a fan edit of The Rise of Skywalker. And when he told me that, I went, okay, I can't be too excited about it. Then I saw the trailer and I went, oh, that looks interesting. It's called A Spark from Hope and it comes out December 20th. And I'm going to have a screener for it. So I'm going to get to watch it before it releases. So it's not like a huge thing, you know, like, oh my God, you get to go to the premiere for whatever, but it is cool. And because I've already watched one of his movies, I'm kind of interested to see, okay, let's see what he can pull off here. Because there's some interesting things he's done here. He's added scenes. He's like reshot some scenes, which I'm like, I need to see this. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, yeah. Usually look at the director. That's the name of the sequel, Oppenheimer Again and a Little Lady. Oh. Yes, I like that. I really like that. I'm stealing the and a little lady thing. No, that's a good one. Well, and that's what's I found really, really interesting is they get into this, and I'm talking about Cillian Murphy and Margot Robbie, right? So the star of Barbie and the star of Oppenheimer talking about their movies and stuff like that. Super cool. And she starts to fangirl over Peaky Blinders and how much she loves Peaky Blinders. And please, please, please do a sequel. Do a movie sequel to Peaky Blinders. And he's like, well, you know, if there's a good story. And she goes, of course there's a good story. Come on. And he goes, well, I'll turn it around on you. Are you going to do a Barbie 2? And she's like, can you catch that lightning in a bottle again? It's so difficult. It's difficult to do it once, but to do it again is crazy. And that's why, like, Empire Strikes Back, that is a miracle that worked. Godfather 2, miracle. Any sequel that you can think of where it like, holy crap, they did it again. Or they did it even better. That's so hard to do. And so it was interesting hearing them talk about that. So Tremors 2. Okay, now I actually have to use the be right back because I need to go to the restroom because I drink a lot of tea. So I'll be right back and we'll talk more about some of these trailers and then maybe some UFO talk. I know I'm sure Shozama is looking forward to the UFO talk. Be right back. Yes. Fury Road and Top Gun are also miracle movies. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. Um so the rest of the trailers. There was, man, again, a lot of trailers this week, man. Uh there's a new Halo trailer for Halo Season 2. Anybody down for Halo Season 2? Got to be honest with you. Didn't finish Halo Season 1. So I don't know. There's a Halo Season 1? Yeah. But I still the to me one of the most interesting things about Halo as a TV series is that Microsoft, NBC, MSNBC, right? NBC Universal, right? Microsoft, NBC Universal, right? Xbox, Halo, Paramount Plus? Like, why wasn't that a universal? Like, why isn't Halo on Peacock? I don't know. I don't get it. But I didn't. I didn't finish it. I not my thing. Not my thing. And a lot of people didn't like it apparently. But they're making a season 2, and it looks cool, but I don't know. Oh, we'll get there, Ninjinzu. We'll get there. Next up, House of the Dragon Season 2. Now, man, I'm looking forward to this. And it comes out in the summer. So it's not long before we'll have House of the Dragon Season 2. I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of excited about that. And the trailer, looked great. It looked great. Ew, more Thrones, it's like Marvel. If you mean, Ricky, if you mean that it's more story, sure. But I'll tell you, House of the Dragon Season 1, I enjoyed it than a lot of Game of Thrones. Except for how dark it was. It was a little too dark. It's more CG. Yeah, but man, really, really great storytelling. Like, I really enjoyed House of Dragon Season 1. I would have gotten a real dragon. Well, Ricky, I mean, yeah. And then, The Boys, Season 4. Did you see the trailer for that? Ito Ramos, welcome. Good to see you. But The Boys, man. The Boys is one of those where, what do you guys think of The Boys? You guys like The Boys? Because I like The Boys a lot. I like The Boys. The one thing I don't like about The Boys is this love The Boys pause. You know what I mean? But it's this, I don't know what you call it. Is it an Amazon thing? Is it I don't need the constant pushing of the envelope with crazy, off-putting sexual stuff and, penises blowing up. You know what I'm talking about? The Boys. Don't need it. I don't need that. I don't understand why that, like, they feel like it feels like someone trying to push the envelope in that direction, and I don't understand why. So, I don't know. Pop Hunter, welcome. It's good to see you. The Boys is okay, but they changed too much from the comics. I never I never read the comics. In fact, there's a lot of this stuff that I've never played and or watched before or read. So it's all new to me. That's just modern stuff in my opinion. They want to go all out. Yeah, but it's like I don't understand that thinking. It's kind of like oh, we're going to be real edgy. And it's like, but But why? Like I don't understand it. But The Boys is one of those where it pushes the envelope almost to the point where it like say I gave the show an 8 out of 10, right? There's so much of it that I kind of want to bring the score down. Just because I don't like, why do you need, no one talks like that. I don't know. Do you guys talk like that? It feels edgy for no reason. Like I don't know. Is it because I'm getting old? It may be because I'm getting old. I am getting older. I mean, look at all this gray, man. Look at all this gray in my hair. Right? That could be it. But I don't know. It just, yeah, I don't know. But I will say, Homelander is one of the best characters in a very, very long time because, yeah, exactly, Ricky, exact. I'm pretty sure that's from a show that I've watched recently, and I just don't get it. Nobody talks like that. Or at least nobody I know. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off base, but it doesn't feel natural to me. But I say Homelander is one of the best characters in a very, very long time because when he's on screen, I don't know what's going to happen. And it's one of the best things about Homelander is that you just don't know what he's going to do. And he's done so many crazy things. But the weird thing is even though I feel like some of it goes way too far in especially like sexual directions, like, do we need, seriously, the genitalia stuff? I just don't understand. I don't know why it needs to be there. But man, when Homelander decides to go crazy, man, he goes crazy and it's kind of awesome. So I don't know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to The Boys season 4. I don't even remember when it's going to come out. But Welcome to Wrexham has more F's. I mean, I could say it. Nobody's stopping me. Than any edgy comic book show, and that's just from the coach, and that's a feel-good show. Yeah, I don't know. You think that I don't even remember his name. The guy that plays Homelander could play Superman? Really? I don't know. But anyway, I'm looking forward to The Boys. Let's see when it comes out. The Boys season 4 comes out. Not images. It just says in 2024. Okay. Yeah, see, and this is the thing. Like, here's a quote from the showrunner. The Boys season 4 will have the craziest thing we've ever done. Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. But then, if you weren't done with the trailers, we got the Fallout trailer. And man, I've never played Fallout. So I don't have anything to judge it on or whatever, but I saw things that I'm like, man, it looks like a world that I want to see more of. So I'm thinking maybe I should play like Fallout 4. I have Game Pass. Should I play Fallout 4? Anybody a Fallout 4 fan or Fallout fan? I don't know. All I can say is it looks good. Dusty's Rewind. Welcome. Good to see you. It looks good. So yeah, I mean, the amount of trailers this week has just been like, wow. There's not like a whole lot of movie news. I only have like a couple more movie news things. But man, the trailers were crazy. So you love Fallout 4. Okay. Okay, Ricky. Never played 4, but played 3 in New Vegas. Okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to give it a shot. So interesting. Never played any of it. Okay. I've played all of them and can recommend Fallout 4. Okay. Movie news. Don't go see Silent Night. It's bad, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, Silent Night is the movie, for those of you who may not immediately know what that is, with Joel Kinnaman, John Woo directing, and I guess the hook of the movie is that Joel Kinnaman loses his voice. So no, there's like almost no spoken anything in the movie. But it's a John Woo film. And I've heard similar things. Like, it's not great. So I don't know. It interested me because I like Joel Kinnaman, but I didn't realize that was the hook or the shtick or whatever they're saying. But yeah, I think Silent Night will be one that I kind of wait for. But honestly, it's tough to get out to the movie theaters right now anyway, just because, like I said, I've got some things going on, and I'm really, really focusing on the second draft of the script again. Really like focused on that and trying to keep up with the content. Anyway, I'm just saying it's hard to get to the theaters right now. It's the easiest to get into. Okay. The setting is awesome. Glitches and bugs in Fallout 3 and New Vegas were my favorite parts. There you go. Fallout 4 is fun. I even like 76 when I was playing with friends. I mostly hope Fallout feels less like watching a Let's Play than Last of Us did. I mean, you went to Silent Night thinking of a John Wick movie, but nope. Was it 290s? Because John Woo was basically the grandfather or the father, or at least a distant uncle of that. There's a style of action movies that John Woo was really kind of like the man. So, wait. Fallout 3 isn't bad, but it's 360 era and janky. Same with New Vegas, but both aren't bad, though Fallout 4 is the better one in my opinion. All right. Well, I mean, I know I have Fallout 4 on the 360 on Game Pass. I don't know if there's any other Fallout games on it. Maybe I can watch hey, before you play Fallout 4, watch this and make sure you know all the things, because blah, 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 right? There's a lot of those videos on the internet, a lot of them. Didn't mean to see Silent Night was. I know, I figured that out. Too bad it was like an unedited training montage. Okay, well, that doesn't sound great. But let's get on with the news. It's already 9 o'clock, and I was thinking, this will probably be a short stream tonight. That's what happens. This one was interesting, though. The Accountant sequel. Did anybody see The Accountant? Because I really like this movie. And it may be because I like Ben Affleck, but I really like this movie. So hearing that there's a sequel on the way with Amazon producing the film, Affleck set to reprise his role, Gavin O'Connor ready to return to the world of Accountant wants to make it a trilogy with John Bernthal returning to play a bigger role. I think that sounds awesome. I think that sounds really cool. I mean, you might say that, someone goes off to do other things. They realize those things aren't going well. So let's go back to something that's popular and let's try to do, okay. But I got to say, I really like The Accountant. I bought it. Is it here? Yeah. I bought the 4K of it a while back. Still haven't watched it. No digital copy, but it comes with the Blu-ray and the 4K. So I figured, hey, I got it for cheap and I said, screw it, I'm gonna buy it because I want to watch it again. There you go. The Accountant. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's kind of cool. Now this one, I'm curious what people are going to say about this one because for me, I'm kind of the Accountant and the Little Lady. Maybe. Sorry. I wanted a quick vape. But there you go. It's pretty good. But this one, I'm curious what people are going to say about it because I don't know a whole lot of people where like I just don't know. Here it is. Edgar Wright says he's actively developing a remake of The Running Man, which will be closer to the novel. What does everyone think of that? Because here's the thing. I like The Running Man. Okay? But it's nowhere near what the novel was. Nowhere near. So I don't know. I kind of feel like, yeah, you could probably do that. And it's not like The Running Man was a smash hit. You know? It was one of Arnold's mid-tier kind of movies. No, don't remake Running Man. Stop. I mean, look, I get it. I get that. But I kind of see that as an interesting way of going about that. Because it's not really a remake. But I don't know. It's kind of like, to me, it's more like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which really wasn't that close to the book. Then Tim Burton comes along, tries to do it closer to the book, and even though I think it has its fans, I liked it okay, but it's not like it set the world on fire. So I don't know, man. That's like them trying to remake Commando with Kevin Hart. Where does it say Kevin Hart's in here? It could be anyone. But that's the thing. The Running Man, it was almost like they go, oh, an idea of a game show with, okay, interesting, let's go with that, and let's make it an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So the fact that the movie came along and it worked was kind of an accident in a way. It doesn't match the story. So, I don't know. Oh, just making a small guy joke? Edgar Wright, though, could be good. But see, here's the thing. Edgar Wright, as I've mentioned in a couple of my things, shorts, reviews, whatever, I love Edgar Wright. When he's working with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. When he's not, he's kind of hit or miss for me. Baby Driver? Scott Pilgrim? Yeah. Last Night in Soho? Nah. It's okay until like the last 30 minutes. So it's one of those weird things where I just don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea. Could be good if he casts Zac Efron and it's a musical. Most of us are familiar with the movie over the book, so people will scrutinize the remake based upon the original movie. Absolutely. And I'm not questioning that at all. But I'm saying that if you're going to remake something, let's look. Let's look. Let's give it a shot. Let's just look. Running Man, 1987. Okay. Okay. 1987. You should. I'm almost embarrassed to say what I'm typing in here. There we go. That's really what I need. So okay, that's actually not bad. So the budget The budget for The Running Man in 1987 was $27 million. It made worldwide $38 million. Now, $38 million today, because it came out in 1987, $38 million today is about $100 million, which is a moderate hit, a modest hit. But the thing is, and that's the thing is, that's just the budget. That's production budget. That's not marketing and stuff like that. So that was probably a moderate hit for Arnold back then. But what I typed in was, this is what I typed in. Okay, so I went to Box Office Mojo, got the budget and stuff, right? And then I typed in Google, 1987 money to today. I was like, what am I thinking? What is it's the inflation rate. But I wasn't thinking that. Just 1987 money to today. And guess what? It came up with the right thing. Exactly. It's so dumb. Hope you opened a private browser to search that. No. You're trying to make a withdrawal from the past. I know. It was just, I don't know. It was just a stupid thing to type instead of inflation rate. You know, where you put in an amount of money, the year, and then it gives you what that is worth today. But what I'm trying to say is this was a modest hit, you know, but when you think about the fact that it only made $11 million over the budget, it probably wasn't a huge hit for the studio. But then you have to factor in back then video sales. 1987, man, VHS was popping. And rental stores were really starting to grow. So yeah, that could have been a pretty modest, a modest hit for the studio. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, I see this and I go, I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. But then again, I'm not really tied to The Running Man. Like, like if they tried to remake RoboCop. Oh, wait, they already did that. Or if they tried to remake, Aliens. Which, please don't remake Aliens. You don't need to. Did you hear that they wanted Arnold to reprise his Conan role as an old man and act like the sequel never happened? Well, okay, spoiler alert for, Shozama, right? He brought up a great point, which we're actually going to get to here in a second. It's a great point. And because I went nuts on my spoiler review of Conan the Barbarian, I kind of went nuts because I figured this is a 41-year-old movie, I'm sorry if you haven't seen it, no big deal. But then he said, but what if I had spoiled Out of the Past for you? And I'm like, you know what? That is a really good point because I really enjoyed not knowing what was going to happen in Out of the Past, the Robert Mitchum movie that I watched recently. That Shozama, / Max, I thought that was a great point. But look at this. Viewing 7, 1995 with someone who hasn't seen it and doesn't know the outcome. And this was one of the most common discussions I have about movies with people I know is about spoilers. They say, but that movie's 30 years old. Nobody cares. Well, not everyone has seen it. And people who are 29 weren't even born when it came out. And then he said, yesterday I had a perfect case showing how nice it is not to know something. Friend was over. He'd never seen 7. He's old enough to have seen it when it released, but he hadn't. After we finished, I asked if he knew a thing. A very large amount of suspense is tied up in that scene, and not knowing makes it absolutely painful waiting for it to unfold. It's true. And even though at the beginning of the conversation that I was having with Max, I was like, come on, dude, really? And then by the end of it, I was like, holy crap. So it's just weird seeing this post today over on the Reddit, the movies subreddit over on Reddit. And it made the exact same point that just because something's old doesn't mean that, everyone has seen it. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Conan role. So spoiler alert for just a second. I'll wave my hands when I'm done. For Conan the Barbarian. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil The end. The very end of the movie. You sure you're gone? Okay. I'll wave my hands when I'm done. At the end of the movie, you see King Conan. That's awesome. That was awesome. Like, that was the best part of the movie for me. And I'm like, dude, where is that movie? Why haven't they made that movie? Holy crap. But they haven't. So yeah, I've heard that over the years that they wanted to do that. And oh man, I just don't know why they haven't. Unless it's got to do with rights or something like that. But man, I would love to see that. Okay. Okay, spoilers are done. Okay. But it's just one of those things where I don't understand why something like that hasn't happened. Because yeah. To me, it was my favorite part. My favorite part. Let's see. I would watch a movie with that title. What? 1987 Money to Today? Nick Valentine's from Fallout 4. He's like a 50s private eye detective. He's not but he's a cyborg. Correction. RoboCop remake equals cyborg detective. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But I'm confused and a little shocked. I don't know. 90 to Today, starring the Wayans brothers. I mean, it could be. Seeing Seven. Oh, yeah, dude. I got to see Seven in the theaters. Yeah. That was an amazing experience. Dude, I have so many from 1995, say, to like 98. I had some actually, further than that. Starting in 95 to like, say, the mid 2000s, I had some amazing movie experiences. Amazing. Mission Impossible, opening night, midnight. Everybody in the movie theater is there to watch this movie. And man, when he drops from the ceiling, dead quiet. You can't hear anything. Nobody's rustling their popcorn. Nobody's checking a phone. Nobody's doing nothing but watching the scene unfold. It was awesome. Seven, amazing. Amazing. I just remember, dude, Seven was like, I can't believe I'm seeing a movie like this. It was that good. And then, I mean, holy crap. The Matrix. What an amazing movie to see at midnight the night it came out. My friends were like, I don't know about this one. And I said, I got a good feeling about it. I also had a good feeling about some other movies that didn't pan out. I think Lost in Space is going to be really good. Lost in Space sucks. Okay. You ever seen Lost in Space? You know, the one with Gary Oldman and all that? Terrible, terrible movie. But Gary Oldman has the biggest, baddest, most killer line in the history of movie. Like, it's one of the coolest lines ever. Give my regards to Oblivion. Come on. That's awesome. That's an awesome line. So, anyway. Yeah, I had some amazing movie experiences, but Seven was a good one. Getting to see Strange Days in a theater all by myself, I got to enjoy that movie with, I mean, I was, especially now, I'm disappointed that Strange Days didn't make any money. But man, what a movie to see. It's great. Anyway, cyborg detective. Yes. Not a cyborg. Cyborg. Bucho, come on. A RoboCop cyborg detective. I mean, yeah. Cyborg. Cyborg detective. That's awesome. Hey! What's up, Christian? Everybody, that is my brother. Christian. With the name and everything. I mean, you're just putting yourself out there. Yeah, that's my brother. Good to see you, man. Oh, we're just talking movies and stuff, So, hope you're doing well. The Russian version, Cyborg Detective. Braveheart, saw it twice in the theater. Dude, The Dark Knight. Opening night. First showing. Again, so many, dude. So many in that time period. I saw so many movies the minute it came out. And it was amazing to be it's one thing to go to a movie and the kid's kicking your chair or somebody's talking or anything like that. But usually when you went to that first midnight showing, back when they actually did midnight showings, and they didn't have reserved seating, you had to stand in line. Those were the people who were there for one purpose and one purpose only. Yeah, you're there with your friends and whatever, but you're there to go in there and watch that movie. Everybody's respectful, everybody's awesome, cheering and all that stuff. It was, dude, it was the best. It was the best. We got to see the Avengers, the first Avengers movie like that. And guess what? Dude, that was great. The first Avengers was like one of the last great opening night experiences that I've had. Amazing. So, yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Saw The Matrix on your PS2. My PS2 came with the movie Contact. We're talking about movies. Okay, physical media, right? I love my physical media. That's a movie that needs to be on 4K. Like yesterday. That movie, I love Contact. Contact is, I mean, it's written by Carl Sagan. You know, I went to the VLA myself. That's a movie I need in 4K. But yes, I remember when they were doing that a lot back then. They were just bundling movies with the PlayStations. Lost in Space? That's a great movie. No, the movie's terrible. The movie's bad. It's trying to bring old fans back and make new fans at the same time with Lost in Space. It was just, part of it is just how bad the CG is. It's in that time period where CG was really, rocky. You know, some days, man, those movies looked really good and they stand the test of time. But most of them in that time period, they suck. Try to watch The Matrix Reloaded again in 4K. It's not good. A lot of the CG in Attack of the Clones, bad. Just saying. Is trying to bring... Oh, yeah. I already said that. Sorry if this is controversial to say, but in my opinion, Alan Rickman was really good. That is not controversial at all. Matrix is packed when I saw it. Yeah, it was amazing, man. And dude, that first time when Trinity, at the very beginning, I guess spoiler alert. It's not really spoiler. When Trinity does the jump and then, the bullet time happens. Dude, people, the collective, it was awesome. So, how many siblings do you have and what's the name of the street you grew up on? Scribble, scribble, scribble. No, not telling you that. I mean, there's my brother, and then I have an older sister. So, there you go. It's supposed to be Gamer Tamer. I'll have to fix that. Haha, yes, I'm doing good. I saw gaming stuff and UFOs and was just way too curious. Well, we're about to get into UFO stuff. So, the first DVD I bought and watched on my PS2 was Reign of Fire. Reign of Fire was one of those movies where I need to see it again from a fresh perspective. I just remember seeing it opening night. I think we went and saw that one opening night and was so disappointed with it. Okay, I'll just say this. I guess spoiler alert for Reign of Fire. But the coolest moment in the trailer was Matthew McConaughey jumping off a cliff with an axe. Like that toward the camera. And you're like, oh, dude, I got to see that. I got to see this movie. I'm really excited. And what happens? As soon as that shot is over, it switches to a little bitty dot and the dragon just goes and it was like, what? That was it. All that build up. Sorry, spoiler alert for The Matrix. I mean, look, it's a good point though, right? There are people that have not seen some of these movies. But I don't figure people will be too crazy. But no, that was one of those movies that, really ticked me off. Probably still sub to Gamer Tamer on Twitch, but since Order 42 switched to the YouTubes, I don't ever log in on Twitch anymore. Yeah. I haven't seen Christian. Do you still do you still do the streaming over on Twitch? I haven't I haven't seen you on like in a long time. It's all Rob's fault. Well, there you go. I hate seeing films with a full audience in attendance. I'll find out I'll find an out of the way theater and be almost the only one there loving it. And Pop Hunter, for the most part, you're absolutely right to do that. And I totally get it. But man, back in those days, that midnight showing with the packed theater, man, it was awesome because we were all there for the same thing. It was like being, I mean, it wasn't, but it was like being in a theater with all your friends because everybody had the same respect for the movie that you did. And it was awesome. Nowadays, you just can't do that. Not only do they start them at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever, 3 o'clock sometimes the day before, but you have to put in your thing. You have to pick your seat. And of course, that means you can walk right in and just sit down, which means anybody can get that seat. Back then, you had to wait in line to get that seat, to get that badass seat. And I'm not saying that it's better. I'm just saying that the whole experience changed when they did that. And it made it easier for normies to come in and possibly ruin the experience. I still go because I love the theater, but yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what it is that is Rob's fault, but there must be something. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm usually wrong for something. The Matrix revolutionized films. I mean, yeah, for sure. Carl Sagan is awesome. I still watch reruns. I'm much more glorious. Dawn awaits, not a sunrise, a galaxy rise. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome stuff. Sagan was a man. So, yeah. Played so many hours of Enter the Matrix. Oh, man. I never played the whole thing, but I watched somebody put up like a, here's what happened in Enter the Matrix, and I watched that. I love the audience reaction when Neo said, "Stop, bullet time." In an MCN, yeah. I remember that. Spoiler alert for the Matrix. Good job, Pucho. Yeah, thanks. The only thing that would make it better is if he said, "All right, all right, all right." Oh, yes. Right. I regularly say no. Like Neo when he stops the bullets. I like a matinee in the middle of the week, avoid crowds. I mean, yeah. Nowadays that's the idea. And I actually kind of like it when they start a 3 o'clock showing the day before on a Thursday because all the kids are in school, you know, adults are doing their adulting thing with work, which is different now. I think a lot of people have jobs where they just work when they need to work, you know, or when they can or whatever. But I see that the 3 o'clock showing in some cases is kind of packed, but I prefer that because I think the kids have less respect these days. It's kind of like when we went and watched The Flash and these two kids were talking next to us. And I just kind of I leaned forward and looked. And the kid gave me a dirty look. And April goes, "Oh, well, I'll just talk to your parents." And they just shut up and watched the movie. It's like, why didn't you do that from the beginning? Just shut up. But anyway. Serenity. Opening night with all my fellow nerds. Oh, yeah. I watched it that night, too. Actually, no, wait. I didn't see Serenity until later. I saw the Serenity trailer in front of Revenge of the Sith. And the crowd went nuts. And I was like, what is this? But yeah, I didn't see Serenity until later. I 1000% agree with Max Shozama's point when it comes to classics. I'm just goofing like some kind of goofus. Oh, I know. There was a lot of people laughing out loud when we went to see Dumb and Dumber 2. Really? Was the last VHS movie you rented from Blockbuster? I think Boogie Nights is one of my last ones for me. Well, I stopped working at Blockbuster in like 2004? No. It was later than that. It was right near the end. So I have no idea. Dude, I've rented so many movies from Blockbuster. But you're asking about VHS? I don't even know. because DVD came out in 97, right? And I was the first person that I knew that had a DVD player. Um, yeah, and like I remember when Billy and Jay, remember Billy and Jay, I had them come over, and Rufus had them all come over to my house to see a DVD. And they were like, wow, that's amazing. I was like, yeah, you can just skip right to the scene you want to see. Yeah. So I don't even know. Man, I wish I could talk like Hugo Weaving. That is his name, right? We missed you. I can't do it. It ends tonight. I always try to do the whoa. Some strange things are afoot at the Circle K. And then he throws up, right? Because every time he throws up in The Matrix, it makes me laugh. Some strange things are. Anyway, I have to find plot holes in film. I have to find plot holes in films, and after I do, makes it almost impossible for me to watch it ever again. A good film has very little to no plot holes. Yeah, I mean, I don't see. That's why, like, sometimes the plot holes that people bring up, I don't necessarily notice, because if the movie is doing a good enough job of casting that spell on me, I will overlook things that are mistakes or things like that. But the movie has to be casting that spell correctly. And if it doesn't, then that's when I start noticing things. And that's when I start getting ahead of the script and I start thinking ahead. And that's when like when I watch a movie with my wife, sometimes it's kind of annoying. It used to be annoying. She doesn't do it as much anymore, but she used to be like, "Oh, it's that guy. That guy did it." And I'm like, "You just ruined it." She goes, "What do you mean? It was completely obvious." I'm like, "I didn't know it was obvious." And that's the thing. She doesn't interact with movies or TV shows the same way I do. I get sucked into the story. And if the story sucks me in, I don't see those things. That's why a lot of times there are things that Bucho, I remember, brought up about The Force Awakens when it came out. And I remember going, I never saw it that way because the movie had cast a spell on me. I mean, there's so many examples of that. There's no way I could have seen a lot of these things coming, because if the movie's doing its job, then I'm not thinking ahead. And if I am thinking ahead, that means the movie's lost me. So, anyway, depends on the movie though, too. I mean, if it's a cheesy ass, dumbass movie, then yeah, I can see that. And yeah. But again, it's, if the movie's doing its job, if the story's told well, yeah. Most of the people I knew had a DVD player because of the PS2. Yeah, mine was this was, God, I don't know when the PS2 came out, but I got mine really, yeah, mine was like one of the first DVD players that I'd ever seen in person. And it was awesome. And I still have it. Or wait, do I? I may not have it anymore. I still have my 5-disc changer, which was game changing. Not game chasing, game changing. Whoa. He's gonna pop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some strange thing. Yeah. Oatmeal on the floor. Exactly. I can't do that. It makes me feel like a waste of time to be tricked into watching a poorly written script. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. It's, I don't know, just a thing. My wife calls out the twist so often and early, I never can guess. Have I ever seen the Keanu 80s movie comedy The Night Before? No. Not that I've seen. But yeah, so Bonobo Juice, you have the same thing? It's, I don't know what it is. It may be just be because women are from Venus. No, it's just the fact that men, I think men in particular, if they're getting focused on something, it's more of tunnel vision. And I think, and this is generalities, okay? Not every man is like this, and not every woman is like this. But women tend to focus on more than one thing. And I think that's why movies, I don't tend to see things coming. But anyway, October 2000. Oh, then yeah, I got mine in like 98. My DVD player, 90, because DVD came out in 97, and I was already championing it at Blockbuster in 98. So, just because I loved it. Keanu only ever boots oatmeal. Doesn't matter what he ate. it's just always oatmeal. Wow. So anyway, let's get on with the last bit of news, which I just thought was funny. There's and I was hoping that Billy would be here because I know he would be excited. But apparently there's a Bigfoot movie starring Jesse Eisenberg and Riley Keough. I don't know how to say her name. But yeah, Bigfoot movie coming soon. We're getting a Bigfoot movie. Oh, there he is. He's here. So yeah, maybe, just maybe it's because we've seen a couple of Bigfoot movies. You think so? Jesse has a big face. Maybe he's the Bigfoot. Or maybe he was bit by Bigfoot. Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert for Bigfoot versus DB Cooper. But there you go. That's happening, apparently. Harry and the Hendersons' long-awaited reboot. I mean, I don't think so, but... let's see. I better tell Scott Squatch so he can go audition. Firefly Serenity was directly responsible for me connecting with Robbie. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He banged Bigfoot and got infected from that. I mean... yeah, the Serenity stuff, man. Firefly and Serenity... Man, I really got into Serenity and Firefly. I really like those. First DVD player in 99, put it through my bedroom window because I didn't want to carry it through my house and tell my parents I just spent $300 on it. Yeah, they were expensive back then, man. I mean, I was 22, but I was making that Blockbuster money, man. I was rolling in it. I saved up for it, and I was excited when I got it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, see, I didn't realize that. Okay, here you go. This is the story. Bucho's story. Saw Serenity trailer on TV. Googled it. Ended up at Joss Whedon's blog. Saw a post on Whedon's blog about something called The Signal, which was a podcast. Listened to that podcast. Heard that podcast asked for listeners to vote for them at something called Podcast Alley. Went to Podcast Alley, saw they had a comedy section. Listened to one of the episodes of each of the top 30 comedy podcasts discovered, switched on, fell in love, lived happily ever after. That's awesome. See, I guess I didn't realize that. I for some reason thought it was something else, but that's Podcast Alley. Did I say Ollie? Podcast Alley. I don't know. I was just looking it up. I feel bad for Brazil. They didn't get the PS2 until 2009. Wow. So, okay. Wait, what is this? Oh, ooh. Why can't I click on that? Okay, there we go. So, UFO, UAP time. So I'm just saying, if you're not interested in that, PS2 was a life change. It was amazing. But if you're not interested in the UAP talk, UFO talk, that's what we're going to talk about. So I don't know if you guys remember or if you guys asked about it because I asked about it or whatever, but James Fox has been one of those guys that's really kind of, he kind of opened my eyes to the whole thing. He's instrumental in me getting, I guess, some knowledge about the situation. Yeah, it's alien time right there. Movies are devolving into the ass movie from Idiocracy. I mean, not wrong, Pop Enter. Not wrong. But we were talking about James Fox and that he's been pretty quiet lately. Well, he posted something. He said, if you can imagine one's trade, whether it's building houses, making documentaries, or other types of art, being acquired by a third party, this third party takes all of your revenue, every penny, and then to add insult to injury, keeps all your work for themselves. And despite this blatant violation, you're nearly powerless to stop it. And if you talk about it publicly, you'll get sued for defamation. This is a scenario I can relate to more than I'd like to admit. Now, I don't know what this means. There's a gentleman I met in Vegas just a few weeks ago who looks after his disabled wife. If you're out there, please find me. We need to talk. So basically, I mean, reading between the lines, it sounds like there's some stuff going on with his business, with his documentaries, which is why he's been very, very quiet lately, which is, again, very distressing because I want more James Fox talking about this issue. The UAP, UFO, whatever issue is very important right now. There's a lot going on. And I feel like he hasn't added to the conversation as much as I would have liked. Of course, between him, George Knapp, Jeremy Corbell, those three guys were the guys that really kind of opened the door, I guess, to me learning more about this situation. So if anybody's interested in why he's been so quiet, I mean, this example kind of illustrates why he's been having a problem. Now, just a second, because I'm going to be... Okay. So, the biggest news this week has been this bill that was... Well, let's let Gary Nolan break this down, okay? Senator Chuck Schumer and Senator Rounds, in a bipartisan fashion, pushing through an unprecedented bill that will bring it all out into the light. And this is greater transparency around the UAPs, the UFOs, whatever. House Intel and Armed Services are trying to block it. The UAP amendment would create an oversight committee of public hard scientists, economists, social scientists, religious leaders, and ethicists to look into this issue. If there's nothing to hide, then why are the aerospace companies and the DoD, the Department of Defense, trying to kill this bill? Shout out to Representatives Luna, Getz, Moskowitz, and Burchett, and others in the House for their work on this. This is about the science and the right to understand. Anyone with an interest in good science should advocate for passage of this bill. So yeah, it's an attack from many different sides. Why? This is one of these situations where there are a couple of different ways that we can get involved if you want to get involved. There's I need to find it again. Damn it. I should have saved it. And I didn't save the link. Give me a second. Give me a second. Just hold on a second. UFOs. Okay. That's not going to help. That is not going to help. I don't understand why you would need to call Mitch McConnell. Oh, Mitch McConnell, yes. There's no, that's not what I'm looking for. There's actually a link, sort of like that one, this one right here, where if you scan that and you put in your information, like you put in your zip code, it'll automatically tell you who your senator is and who your House representatives are, and it will draft a letter to send to them to say, hey, I don't care about this vape tax. I think this vape tax is unconstitutional. I think it's un-American. I think it's blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. I mean, for something that costs $25, shouldn't have a $40 tax on top of that. It's ridiculous. And where's that money going to go? But anyway, I'm trying to find, there is a, okay. I should have done this earlier. But basically, they're trying to kill this thing. And it sucks. It sucks that they're trying to kill it. But there is an interesting thing. So Chuck Schumer, of course, said House Republicans are trying to kill the Senate's bipartisan measure to increase transparency around UAPs. The measure I'm championing with Senator Rounds would create a board to work through the declassification of government records on UAPs. We'll keep working to get this done. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, at least in the way that I think we would all like. But Lou Elizondo, who headed up, well, if you know Lou Elizondo, he's been involved in this situation for a while. And there is a situation, or there is a plan that if things don't go through Congress, that there will be a catastrophic leak. And catastrophic as in they're not going to play by any sort of rules. The information is just going to get out there. And this is information that will probably be not very beneficial to some of the people that this might, it might upset some people. So he says, have no fear. We already have a plan B, plan C, and so forth. We now know where the vulnerabilities of the beachhead lie and where the incoming fire is from. This is extremely important and valuable for disclosure. So basically, it looks like we might get the catastrophic disclosure. And what that means is that, well, let's just say that, is it Mike Turner, who is the, he was the mayor of Dayton, Ohio, and now he is the representative for that area, which includes Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which incidentally is the same place where the wreckage from Roswell supposedly ended up. Was it Wright-Patterson? Anyway, apparently one of his largest donors is Lockheed Martin. What if some of this information, and Mike Turner, by the way, is one of the people that are saying things like, oh, this bill is it's poorly written. Oh, would you like to expand on that? Would you like to, say more about that? I gotta go. Weird, right? So not only can these guys block the bill, but they don't have to explain themselves. There's no discourse for, I don't know, you or me to be able to say, wait a minute. All we're trying to say is, hey, if there's information, it needs to be turned over. And then on top of that, we're going to disclose it to the American people. If it's not that big of a deal, if there's nothing to hide, then why are you trying to block it? Mike Turner and the other folks, I don't know who all the names are, but Mike Turner's the one that, really kind of got me focused in on it because he kept saying things like that. Oh, it's not written well. Okay. Would you like to expand on that? Which parts were not written well? You mean the part about the lines in the bill that say non-human intelligence? Could it be that? So anyway, that's the situation right now, is that they're still trying to battle this thing, and apparently there's still time. There's been some really interesting things about Danny Sheehan, who apparently he's been doing I wouldn't say anti-government, but basically in like forcing the government to come clean on things, like Watergate back in the 70s. Like he was instrumental. Danny Sheehan was one of those people, and he's been basically saying, yeah, there's information that needs to be brought out here. And he did. In fact, you can still see. There was a live thing on. I don't know if you can see that on the like right up here, right there. There was a live Q&A with Danny Sheehan that I was listening to earlier. That is not current. I think it was over at like 6:30 my time. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing. Because yeah, this thing may not go through, but what is this catastrophic disclosure going to be? And will it affect people like Mike Turner and his donors, I guess you could say? Apparently, this 4 hours ago, the Prompt Global Strike project at Radiance Technologies is a UAP reverse engineering program. Is this the beginning? Recently claimed as part of his live Q&A here. Oh, this was, okay, literally during that thing. I must have missed that. I really hope nothing mysteriously happens to him. Yeah, this is the thing that I'm kind of afraid of, is that a lot of this information needs to be put out in a way that it can't be tracked. Because the thing is, look, I think most, I'm talking for you. Feel free to disagree with me, but I feel like most of us that are still listening to this part of the show, we're pretty much convinced at this point that, yeah, there's probably something going on. I mean, yeah, you can say, well, there's not any hard evidence. Bucho, of course, rightly says extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, which again, that comes from Carl Sagan. And you're not wrong. But man, there's a lot of information here. And there's a lot of video from our own government that says, yeah, we don't know what these things are. But they don't want to tell us what these things are. They don't want to tell us if these things are being reverse engineered. They are. They don't want to tell us that they may or may not have non-human intelligence biologics in their possession. They do. So what's the deal, you know? And what is the information going to be that is catastrophic in nature is what I'm really interested in at this point. You know, what's going to happen? What are we going to learn? Is it going to be more, when they say catastrophic, does it mean catastrophic to say some of these aeronautics companies? Or is it going to be catastrophic as in, yeah, people are going to learn some things that they weren't prepared for, and that in a disclosure situation from the government, there would be a body that would decide, a body of people, a group of people that would decide how this information is presented to the public in a way to not cause things like, oh, panic, right? So I'm wondering what the words catastrophic actually mean. What does that actually mean? Catastrophic release of this material. I don't know. Hard to get evidence when every avenue gets shut down. True. But again, a lot of people have been saying, we've got stuff to show. We're just waiting for the right time. So what does that mean? And Bucho, I know you're Scully, and that's completely fair. But even Scully at a certain point was like, okay, there's a lot of information here. You know, I just think that without that concrete evidence, there's going to be a lot of people that will not believe this stuff. And I understand it. They've got their own lives to lead, and they don't have time to sit here and worry about things like that. I get it. But at the same time, if there is some of this information that could benefit humanity, whether it's 0 point energy is actually a thing or not, but I mean, there's definitely technology that would probably be useful. And the fact that you've compartmentalized it so much that only a select group of people can only work at one thing at a time, that means the progress is very, very slow. If you open some of that stuff up to the public, we would have some of the best scientists, the best minds in the world working on this stuff, and things would get better faster. That's all I'm trying to say. I want that. I want things, yes. The US government keeps the masses fighting each other instead of being on the same page and realize how they manipulate us and how we need to do something about it. Pop Hunter, you're not wrong. I think a lot of the yes. I'll just say yes. I agree with that. And that's the thing. Divide and conquer. Yeah, exactly. And they keep pointing fingers in directions like, or things that maybe don't matter. And that's the thing. It's one of the things when I was watching, what was I watching the other day that said this? I can't actually remember what I was watching because I watched too much of that stuff. But I was watching something the other day where basically it was saying that more people need to view the Earth from space. Because when you view the Earth from space and you see the vastness of space and how lonely we are, how every person you've ever heard of, every famous person, every poor person, for every amount of time has born, lived, and died on this small little blue marble. And we keep fighting over things like land or property or money, whatever. And it just, and lines in the ground. And it's just like, man, we need to, and again, I don't mean to get too, look, last week I got real hippie on you. And that may be true or not, maybe whatever. I may have gone too far. But I really think that, man, if we could work together on things, how good would we be? How good could humanity be? And how much would the entire global population of the planet, benefit from us not fighting over trivial things? Just saying. I won't hog the chat like I did last week, but all these questions still stand as plot holes in the claims of the cover-up. 40 people who knew about the program talked to Grush and co. in only 4 years, but also were supposed to swallow the cover-up as lasted 70 years because a tiny amount know about it. But they were also all severely threatened. And it takes someone, the right person, in the right place, at the right time, to have the courage to stand up and say, no, it's not right. I'm going to talk about it. Grush was that person. The claims contradict themselves on this point and many others. I agree with that. But I also think that the amount of information, the speed of information, not just the amount, but the speed of information these days makes it really hard for somebody to say, I don't know, slip up, and then people forget about it. You slip up in a bar talking about this stuff because you're like, man, I got to get this off my chest. So you tell your best friend in a bar on some drunken night. Well, guess what? He forgot. Anybody around forgot. And that's it. Somebody gets drunk and tweets something. But again, they were also threatened with their lives, their families' lives, their career, everything that they could be threatened with. It was a different time, and it was easier to keep that stuff down. I just believe that. I just believe it was easier to keep secrets without the internet. But anyway, Supposedly, we've had to have some intervention by external forces that pushed us to where we are now technology-wise. We as a species should just be 20 years out of the Industrial Revolution. There are some definitely some interesting thoughts on that I've seen over the years, and that some civilizations prior to this one seem to have been very advanced, and that what was it that I was watching? God, this was a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. But I was watching something where it said, look at what happens when a cataclysmic event happens. And they were showing stuff about buildings and things like that, and that there's barely anything left. And I'm like, man, that looks a lot like what it looks like under the sand in Egypt. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? But who knows? That's the kind of stuff where we can think about that stuff, and it's fun to think about that, but it's hard to quantify how advanced we have gotten. Like, because we don't know where fiber optics came from and who came up with that, if anyone actually came up with it. Fiber optics might be something from the aliens, the non-human intelligence, I should say. Things like cellular technology. I mean, who knows? We'd like to think that, yeah, we did it all, but I would also like to know which inventions we've reverse engineered from this non-human intelligence. But hey, U.S. government invented Saddam's WMD program because they wanted the public to quit fighting each other and funnel money into the military industrial complex. The speed of information these days, things doesn't hold up either. The claim is that this has been going on for 70 years. True. But how many times? See, do you remember? I remember in the 80s, we talked to very few people. Our families, we commingled with some people in the city that I grew up in. But I didn't know what was going on, a couple of streets over. I didn't know what was going on a couple of states over. So if that's true, if people tend to stay within their community, how would this stuff get out? Who would report on it? Because, again, you had a continuous beatdown from the media saying UFOs are ridiculous, aliens are ridiculous, Sasquatch is ridiculous. It was lumped all together. And who had the courage to come out and speak on a national level in front of Congress with the information to do that? You only had a few select people that would be in a situation like that. And all you had to do was threaten their family. Yeah, they're going to keep quiet. And guess what? A lot of them have been speaking on their deathbeds. So that's a thing. Snowden, Manning, other whistleblowers released documents even though they were under the same threats as these supposed terrified UFO folks. Yes, but they also left the country. I'm just saying, there are very few people in the world with the courage to say, I'm going to throw away my entire career and my life as I know it because the truth is more important. There's very few people in the world. I mean, we can sit here all day long and say, oh, if I was in the same position, I would be able to do that. We wouldn't know. It's kind of like, hey, it's kind of like I don't know. There's so many different things like that where you're like, oh yeah, I would give up my seat on the lifeboat to a woman I don't know. Do you really know though? Until you're faced with that decision, you really don't know who you are. You find out who you are in those traumatic situations where danger is staring you in the face. You don't know who you are until then. So yeah, I honestly believe that there are very few people in the world that have that kind of integrity and that kind of courage. I would like to think that yes, if I were in possession of such information, that I would have the courage to speak up like that. I don't know if that's me though. I just don't know. I think back then there were it was easier to keep those things under wraps because of everything I said. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't think that I don't think that just because, I mean, I think the internet plays a huge part of it. So, I've heard that when civilizations reach a certain point in technology and also fluidity of gender confusion, that's when societies start to fail. I mean, I don't know if I've heard that before, but I think more than anything, if there's anything wrong with this country, it's that we're poorly educated and we believe that everyone deserves an equal voice. There are good things and bad things that come from that. I'll just say that. There is no reason why we should be listening to some of the dumbest people on the planet. Why are people getting their news from some of the dumbest people on the planet? And the way that they think. But anyway, that might be an old man thing. I might just be, in fact, if that got out there, I might be canceled for it. But I'm just saying, that's what I think. You're still going. Yes, Ted, I am, because I'm crazy. I really should be done by now because I'm through all my stuff. But we're having a conversation in chat. Somehow none of these hundreds of folks who know about this UFO reverse engineering program have had the same balls as Manning and Snowden? Yes. Yes. Or didn't have an avenue to do that. That's what I think. More than anything, I mean, I don't know anything about Manning, but Snowden released it on the internet. He had a way to do it in a way that was easier than, I've got the files. Well, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do? Go to your local news station? Travel to DC and try to grab Tom Brokaw by the suit and go, "Hey, I've got some shit that you won't believe." What do you do? Whatever. David Jennings, is that his name? I don't remember the news guys. Tom Brokaw is the only one I remember. Cronkite. Walter Cronkite. But how many times have you seen some of those interviews from back then, and everybody looks at them like they're idiots? The media did a really good job, which might have been pushed by this complex. The media did a really good job of making people sound silly. Once they threaten my little nephew and niece is enough to shut me up and deny it all. I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know, man. Many actual conspiracies have been proven in the last 70 years precisely because there are always insiders who do have the courage. And there are always mainstream press who do report on legit evidence. The press are crying out for clicks. If they could uncover legit evidence, they'd print it in a heartbeat. The New York Times was the one who brought this back to the surface. True. Very hesitantly. You know what I mean? They weren't like, oh man, we can't wait to print this. It was very hesitant. So I don't know. I am not poorly educated. There you go. An alien could fly down and I don't think, well, Carbonite. I think Bucha would probably believe it if that happened. But again, I think having the truth is a lonely thing. And there are also a lot of, I don't think it's as easy as, hey, I have the evidence that will prove whatever. Because there are a lot of things that knowledge affects. Not just geopolitically, not just economically, but I mean, this touches people's souls. That's why there are apparently some Republicans who think that And look, I mean, I had a conversation a couple of months ago with the Dongo who thinks they're demons. Like literally thinks that they're demons. If that's true, and you have a very religious background, would you want to say anything about that? Would you want to bring any more light to that? I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just a thing. I don't know. I have pretty much in my opinion, I can see that this is definitely real. I can totally see it being real. What I'm waiting for is this catastrophic evidence that they keep saying. What does that mean? Apparently, we're going to find out now because there's a plan B and a plan C, according to Lou Elizondo. So I don't know. Social media gave everyone, even the dumbest and most foolish of people, a platform to express themselves. Sadly, the loudest voices are the ones being heard the most. Yes, and sometimes it's not about what's right and what's wrong, what's true, what's not. It's more about how can I get people to interact with this? And sometimes it's the dumbest shit. There's so much like and people will misspell things on purpose just so people will correct them. They'll and that's the thing. I don't engage in that. I try not to look at it. I try not to engage in it. I don't ever want to be that guy on the internet. If you come to me for a movie review, it's because you want to know what I honestly think about it, not what I'm paid to think, not what I think is going to get the most clicks. You know what I'm saying? So it's an interesting situation. But I agree with you, Ray. There are people that to me don't deserve to have their idiocy broadcasted for everyone to see. It's an unfortunate thing, and that people listen to them. And it's just like, why? Seth Rich Computer. I'm not sure what that is. Didn't you know that the education system was created by Rockefeller to create a system to make barely intelligent workers who are just smart enough to do factory work? That's the problem. I say if we could do everything in our power as humans, not Americans, not name the country, as humans, to educate, clothe, and feed the poor of the world, it would pay for itself 10 times over in a number of years. It would take years, but it would benefit the entire human race. How many geniuses have we lost? I mean, I've said this before. That's just what I think. I think education is the key. I think of every problem that I've ever tried to solve in my own head, it all comes down to education. But that's just me, I guess. MS Kennedy killed. They were killed. Late. Oh, yes, Ted. Snowden had a way to do it that none of the hundreds extrapolating from Grush's own numbers have been able to work out, even with Snowden's example. I mean, but that's the thing. How much of it has just been noise? Lost in the noise. FBI has one more week to release what they got. Yeah. Skinwalker Ranch stuff. 40 in 4 years talked to Grush's team because, according to Grush, they want the info out there. How many is that in 70 years? Not a single one did a Snowden, Manning, any of the dozens of others who have whistleblown in the last 70 years. Why were none of the proven conspiracies lost in the noise? Alien, dude, really? What are you talking about? Weapons of mass destruction, the idea of weapons of mass destruction there's not a stigma attached to any of that stuff. There's not a stigma to that. It's absolutely a different thing, a completely different thing that they've worked on for many, many years to perfect the way that things are compartmentalized in a way that a lot of people don't know what they're doing. And that, yes, they didn't know how to get that information out there in a way that wouldn't kill them or their own family. I spell bad because I type so fast without autocorrect. That's true. Yeah, Ted, a lot of that stuff is like, what? I would like some evidence, ship, alien body, even a weird piece of metal. I hate the grammar police, especially as bad as I type spell. Seth Rich's WikiLeaks. Oh, okay. I think Pop Hunter, you're absolutely right. It's not the common interest of the 1%. If we all had higher forms of education to the whole world, then we would be a threat to the rich, putting their wealth and power at risk. But that's the thing. It doesn't, when you look at that blue ball from space, you realize that doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. You know, we shouldn't be knocking down the people below us. We should be helping them up. That's just the way I look at it. And again, you can call me a lib, whatever. I don't care. I don't sit on, I straddle the aisle of anything you want to mention. I hate labels. I can't stand them. I think it's ridiculous. I also, here's something, you want to hear something that a lot of people don't like this one. I think culture is part of the problem. I think people get so invested in their past that they don't look to see what today is bringing them. And I hate that. I now, it's easy for me to say, I don't have any culture. I don't have anything that's from the past and everything. I'm, a mutt and a half. But I see what it does to people and how it affects the way that they view the world, the way that they view themselves in the world. That's unfortunate. If we saw each other more like brother and sister versus the guy who lives across this border, I don't know. I think that's a problem. Bucho, I get what you're saying. I don't agree. I think the internet has changed things, the way that people think, in a way that has made everything more open now than it was back then. And I just don't. We'll see. But I look at it as that is the reason. That is the number one reason, is that the way that we assimilate, or the way that information gets out there, and the way that the internet has brought people together. It's kind of like, I used to joke about how the internet is such a weird thing because it's all the people that like to hump pillows now have a place that they can all go and they can all talk about humping pillows together. When in most cases, the best thing that you could do is maybe go to a bar and go, hey, I hump pillows, and everybody goes, what, you crazy man, get out of here, right? But you get on the internet and suddenly you find all these people that all hump pillows, right? So to me, it's the same sort of situation. You get in and it becomes courage in numbers. And I think back then you didn't have that sort of connection with people. You just didn't. People didn't have connections with people across the world. Bucho, who lives in New Zealand, it just didn't happen back then. I mean, the idea, think about going back to your grandfather and saying, yeah, I regularly talk with a guy from New Zealand. How did you meet? Oh, he listened to a podcast. What's a podcast? It's a live thing that I did on the computer. What's a computer? I mean, there's so many things that give us that connection that we never had before. So there you go. I mean, that's just my thinking on it. And it's all because of the internet has brought people together and connected people like that. I had a few pen pals. A few. Where were they from? How did you find them? Did you click a button and get into a chat room with them? Or did you have to do all this it wasn't as easy. It wasn't as easy. Knights of Old. Hi. It's been a while. I still haven't seen Babylon Berlin, and I know you're probably angry with me, but I'm sorry about that. But man, I'm always thinking about it. I am thinking about it. But anyway. But you know what I'm saying though? It's like that's how I look at it. Yeah, no one would believe you. It wasn't until the last few years UFO stigma is going away. Right? And yeah, GPT, Chat GPT. Yeah. And how many, dude, again, what if we're the AI? We keep looking at AI the same way that they're probably looking at us. These guys are, this is getting dangerous. Look at what they can do. Look what this thing can do now. This thing that we created. What if we're the artificial intelligence? Anyway. Stigma didn't stop David Fravor from telling his story over and over and over. I mean, true. But David Fravor, dude, listen to that guy. Do you think he cares? And he said he never had a problem. For whatever reason, he never had that issue. I don't understand that. Rip to Omegle for the people who used it as a way to have friendly conversations. Oh, dude, that's weird. My nephew's calling me. That's weird. My brother was in here earlier, and now my nephew's calling me. Interesting. I speak to a guy from Scotland, met him on Yahoo Chat Friends Room. Yeah, I mean, but again, the typical situations were more like small town. Like if you've ever been to a small town America, you knew the guy across the street. You know what I mean? You had this very community circle, and that's all you had. You didn't talk to anybody else. Holy crap, you talking about going to the big city? What the hell? Yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving this town and going to the big city. Well, okay. You know what I mean? And it's like, that was a big deal. And that might be, in your family, that might be your only connection, is cousin Jeffrey, whatever, that, moved to, Lubbock, Texas. And it was like, holy crap, man, he's hit the big time. And Lubbock's like a small town. And you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Anyway. I don't know why I keep going off on these weird tangents. And I need to go. Fravor Dietrich, the guys in the Princeton, all have told their story in public for nearly 2 decades, but the stigma is stopping respected people talking about UFOs. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Fravor made it clear he and the others face zero negative career effects for talking about it. The AI is really thinking, what's wrong with these guys? Yeah, exactly. No, and I get what you're saying, Bucho. But there are exceptions to every rule. And I think, for the most part, people were shut down completely. There's many people who've talked about that. So listen to other people other than those 4. Listen to the other hundreds of people who have had their lives ruined because of it. You know what I mean? I never listened to him before, but I liked Elon Musk's recent talk on the Daily podcast. I don't think I've ever listened to more than a few minutes of Elon Musk. But hey, God AI is only 3 years away. Yeah, commercial pilots see UFOs all the time and are afraid to talk about it. You're leaving on a jet plane and you don't know when you'll be back again? Interesting. Pop Hunter. NAM pilot said they saw him almost every day. Yeah. Yeah, Grush said that he's had his life threatened and shown that they could get him anytime. Former military dudes going on a bunch of the biggest podcasts in the world with their UFO stories, but you want me to believe the stigma is stopping folks talking? Then why are so many of them talking? Because the stigma is changing. You hadn't heard of David Fravor until after the 2017 thing. So, right? The New York Times article? That's what started all this. I think that's what started it. And the stigma started to erode at that point. Sure, they said they'd talked about it for years, but did you hear about him? I didn't. I'd never heard of any of those people until after that article. And of course, you know, over the last couple of years where things really started to heat up. But anyway, guys, look, Bucho, I know we disagree on this. We may not even disagree as much as you might project that you might disagree. You might just be getting me talking, which is something that you tend to love to do. I've seen it before, and I'll probably see it again. But the thing is, I just believe that, yeah, the stigma was probably number one, the threat of your lives, and the actual feasibility of getting that information out in a reasonable and substantial way. I just don't think that they had that capability. So you need courage, you need the opportunity, you need to get through the stigma and get over the fact that they're threatening to kill you, your family, and possibly threaten your career. You're done. You're dead. That's what it was. Musk seemed afraid of AI and that AI will be smarter than a single human within 3 years, not smarter than the collective. It's going to be interesting. Knights of Old. Was this an X-Files episode? I mean, it was, we started talking about this, about an hour ago? And then just like last week, we went off on a bunch of tangents, but yeah, it was UFO, UAP related, but there was gaming stuff. There was some stuff. Skynet, a real actuality? Unfortunately, it is possible. But anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for just, man, I don't know, man. I love doing the show. I love it. I mean, whether we're just talking movie stuff or we're talking UFOs and UAPs, I love it. I love that stuff. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We could probably continue some of this conversation in the Discord if you wanted. If you were a member of the Discord, that is, we could talk about it in the Discord if you want. But I gotta go. My voice is going, and it's time. But anyway, appreciate every one of you for staying here and just chilling, and it's fun. So we'll talk to you later next Tuesday, normal time. Bye. The music was muted. Oh my God.